all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what
All
you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ayy. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Vitamin J. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside
Got what you need.
looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J. Got what you need. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
All
Vitamin
alone.
J. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Vitamin J.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J. Got what you need. Vitamin J. Got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ayy. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Vitamin J. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J. Got what you need. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Hey. Final round. I already know how I'm coming, man. Yeah. Tryna run the town. Tell them no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as they head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's by smoke, then we tote all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Check it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right out the sea. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now. Mad struck start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock blitz, know they look how it freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See, we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the gang, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Let me go with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them doors on the duty. I'm in Stixie, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Rugers. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. To reload the clip and record the clip is go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tuned into that VGP.
Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on vitamin G.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy. What the? God damn it! You think my first time hosting this back with my good internet, you'd think I'd be able to handle this. All right, yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dante Crisis back with your weekly dose of vitamin G, and with me today is what tagline can I give y'all? The Resident Evil cast of the gaming community. First of all, we have the what would you be? The Steve from Resident Evil Code Veronica of the group. Nappy Saint, how are you doing today?
Oh, so I'm Steve. Oh, okay, fine, sure. How's it going, everyone? This is your friendly neighborhood ninja. I have been doing great. I cannot put down Resident Evil 4. I was in the middle of beat the game on standard, enjoyed it. Now currently going through my hardcore gameplay. Mercenaries came out. Luis is awesome. All you gotta do is put dynamite on the ground and just shoot the dynamite on the ground. Very easy. Also, Hunk is a lot of fun to play.
Hunk is broken as fuck, like he always has been. Love it. Yes,
I love snapping necks. I mean, he's snapping left and right. Also, I have finished a review that I posted like around 2 a.m. this morning, Eastern Standard Time, for the Thrustmaster controller and the steering wheel right here. So, yeah, this was actually pretty interesting controller because, yeah, I was not expecting for me to enjoy the steering wheel so much. But, yeah, after you get done watching this podcast, if you're still up and you want to watch something else, you should watch my review on the Thrustmaster eSwap racing wheel module for the Thrustmaster X controller. So, but that's all I got.
Alright, cool. Next, we have the Josh Stone of the cast. Mr. Jubei Sensei, what have you been up to, my guy?
We made it.
But he ain't talking. He's just super glowing his dreads on again.
Oh, nah, my bad. I had to, yeah. Hey, everybody, how's everybody doing? What a week.
Yeah.
I actually got some gaming in this week.
Oh, nice.
I've been messing with Dredge It's a really fun game. Fishing with a very dark twist. And I also got back into ESO. Like I started over, the like level 20 again. So um, yeah, just kind of trying to get back into it before that new expansion drops in June. Looking forward to playing Ghostwire Tokyo later on tonight when that's live. And I'm excited to shoot the ship with you guys today.
Alright, cool. Next, we have the Carlos Oliveira of the group, Mr. Pharaoh Bazaar. How are you today?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Pharaoh. This week, I mainly just been playing. I've been rotating. Happy 3rd year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've been playing that. I've been playing Hi-Fi Rush. Been playing that. Cleared the lava level today. I don't know where to go. And let's see. And just been playing MLB The Show and Madden. Yeah, those are the 4 games I've been playing this week.
Alright, fair enough. By the way, Nappy, I do apologize. You're the Jake Mueller of the group. You're the Jake Mueller because like some people actually like you. Alright, next we have.
Oh, that's nice.
We have the Leon Kennedy of the group, Mr. Zero. What have you been up to, my guy?
Oh, I will take Leon. Let's go. Nothing much, man. Been actually getting a lot of gaming in this week. Powering through Bravely Default 2. My goal is to finish that before this month is over. I think I have about 2 more chapters to go, so I'm practically in the end game. Playing some Slay the Spire. Can't seem to put it down. But I also picked up Final Fantasy Tetra Rhythm, which is a adorable little music game, similar to, I guess, the only thing I can think of is Elite Beat Agents, because I think Tetra Rhythm was originally a 3DS title. But you essentially play music through all the Final Fantasies, and they've got 1 through 15, and then a whole bunch of other sort of mishmash, like Chocobo's Dungeon or the remake of Final Fantasy VII. So it's a fun little game. Doesn't take any real effort. Is absolutely fun to play. But the most recent thing I've gotten back into is Sifu. Sifu, the arena modes released on Sifu last week, and it's an absolute blast. I'm glad to be back playing this game. This is such a fun game. It's a shame that it didn't get any real recognition at the time of its release, no awards, anything like that. But the arenas mode is awesome, and like they did what I wanted them to do, is sort of lean more into the fact that like this is clearly inspired by a lot of action movies. So the only 2 references I've caught so far, the first stage of the arenas is he's wearing a jacket. It doesn't have the scorpion on it. It's like a tiger or something, but it's clearly from the movie Drive, starring Ryan Gosling. The last stage of that level is called I Know Kung Fu, and it is basically the last stage. It is the final fight between Neo and Agent Smith, where when you block, everything moves in slow motion. You fight just a bunch of dudes in suits with sunglasses on, and it's just waves and waves of them that you keep having to go through. It's in the rain. You're wearing a black trench coat. It's awesome. And I think I've still got like 8 more levels to go. So it's an absolute blast. If anybody who has Seafood, definitely get arenas like today. It is not. Yes. They did the best what they could. All things considered, that isn't even the best fight scene in the Matrix, but they did the best what they could with what they had. I'll give it to them. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Neo versus Agent Smith the first time. Well, the last time, the last fight from the first movie. Yes, I'm going subway fight.
Oh, I go. I like the Matrix Reloaded fights.
Oh, the
This
Neo versus. Oh, I will say
Neo versus all the Smiths is fun, and the
It's a good fight.
and Neo versus all of those off the cartel in the Matrix.
the Carpresian. I'll give him that one. That one's pretty solid. The Merovingian, excuse me. Yeah.
You talking about in Reloaded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you saw what happened at the end.
The fight
third
before
one.
that one is Neo versus, I don't remember his name, but the
Agent Smith.
protector. No, the protector of the Oracle.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, the Asian guy. That was actually really good.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is, but okay. Octopath Traveler 2. I'm loving it, but it also does some serious stuff where I'm like, come on, you're from the same publisher that created Final Fantasy, and you don't even know how to create a basic scan skill? Kofi, am I wrong with this one?
What do you mean?
I mean, when you use Oswald Analyze ability,
yes,
if you blink, you miss the enemy HP number.
Okay. That's factually true. But you must be running the game like me at twice the speed.
Yeah, of course. But hey, that doesn't change the fact that
it doesn't totally right, man.
Not only doesn't stay off the screen, it doesn't even allow me to see it after it's
it'd
gone.
be like it's facts. It'd be like scanning 2 HP. You'd be like, what was it? What was his health? It's literally gone. Like, you're totally right. And it's so funny because the team, like your ally party's HP and where they show enemy HP is different from where they show enemy weaknesses. So your eyes literally have to do a triangle, right? Like, what is their shield number? What is the HP information? What health does my team have? What's my BP? Like, you're totally right. The design of where your eyes need to look that's awful. They need to put the HP right above the shield or somewhere around the enemy. I don't know why. But
I mean, there is a fucking touchpad. Why not put the HP number on the touchpad? Like, just how you can see enemy, your buff and enemy buff. Show me the monster HP. Like, this is from the same publisher that created Final Fantasy. A basic scan ability they couldn't even do right. Like, I'm disappointed. But other than that,
you're like, you found like the
story.
one weakness and you're like digging it.
Hey. Do you believe me?
It's fine. I'm not digging you.
Do you believe me if I had absolutely no idea Analyze actually shows the HP? Because it went by so fast. I only thought it showed the weakness. I'm like, it says it shows HP, but I never seen HP. All I kept seeing was weakness because my eyes are focusing on the weakness while the HP bar is above. It goes in a millisecond. You need to play Octopath Traveler 2 to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this story is amazing. I just finished Oswald Chapter 4, and let's just say I saw it coming, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I get to be Barry. I get to carry the big old gun.
That's
he gets a gun. Oh, he gets to be Barry.
Who is destroying the boulder? Chris. Who is he?
Oh, nobody's been Chris yet. But so yeah, just like Omar, I am many hours into Octopath Traveler 2. I finished 4 stories. Yeah, so I have 4 to go. I've unlocked all of the character classes and the bonus 3 character classes and maxed out all 3 bonus character classes. And now I'm just cruising. I've got my whole team. Ochette is my MVP. Hikari is her right hand man, and Partatio is just like he is the defensive king. And real quick, I'll just throw it out there. So the I don't know what you call it, the commerce class that he is has a dodge ability, and there is a secret class or like a class that's not based in the story that allows you to spread what your buffs are to your whole team, and then you can stack it. So, like for example, I could have the whole team on auto dodge for 9 turns. Now I could be hit with spells, but if I'm going up against a boss that wants to punch me down, 1,500 points or something like that, they're not going to hit me for basically the entire fight. So it's things like that, but that's always, I think, my passion. I always love breaking things. Farrell will remember this because when I finished Final Fantasy X, I gave him my save file so that he could just run a new game plus, and I basically broke the game. I mean, like Waka was doing he was doing over the 10,000 damage, so you could like hit Seymour with one hit.
You just gave me the save file after you did the lightning bolts.
No, I gave you the save file after the game was done.
Nah, the lightning bolts.
I did do
both
that
made
too.
The lightning bolts. You gave it to me right after the lightning bolts. I don't remember.
That's it. I didn't give you the new game plus.
No, just lightning bolts. He was like, I'm so dedicated to getting dodging these 200 lightning bolts. I was like, well, when you do that, just give me the save file. I'll wait. And then
I did.
Yeah.
And the first time I dodged 198 times and then almost killed myself.
I
I was like, I'm not putting myself. I was like, I'm not putting myself through that.
It was terrible, especially back in the day.
I too dodged 200 lightning bolts.
You did too, Reggie? Oh man,
yeah.
It's brutal.
God bless y'all. God bless y'all.
But Octopath Traveler 2, I completed Cassie's story. I obviously won't go into spoilers. One of Cassie's chapters is one of the most gut-wrenching. It just hit me in a way that it's going to live rent-free in my head until the fall. I just was really, really moved by it. And probably, she's not my favorite character, but probably will be one of my favorite arcs. I haven't finished. My favorite character, I'm waiting to do her chapters last. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, really, really special game. It needs to be nominated for something. I don't know. I'm conflicted because Chained Echoes and Octopath Traveler to me are some of the best turn-based games. And I don't want Chained Echoes to be forgotten because it was released weeks after the VGAs. And it could quickly be swept under the rug when something like Sea of Stars comes out. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's basically all I've been playing.
You had an opportunity to make yourself Jill Valentine and you didn't. Terrible. You know what? That's fair. I respect it.
Yes, I am. Sorry, my apologies. Yes, I am the hunk of the group. My apologies. I was muted because I didn't want to. I was fiddling around with things and didn't want to interrupt anybody. Yes, so I am the hunk of the group because I'd be breaking necks. And no, I'm not Jill Valentine because I don't have the cup size for it, and I don't want to take away from anybody. But yes, so I'm sure everybody has noticed I am hosting again. That is because I believe we're going to be doing some more stress testing today. But I might have fixed my internet issue. And it was a wire issue. It was. I now have the hub in my office, and I now have a download speed of 950.
Nice, got a gigabyte download.
Got the gigabyte. Unfortunately, because I'm in the UK, our upload is always gimped. So I've still got only 50 upload. But it's been solid.
Yeah, I feel
that is so weird.
I have an upload of 30. I know that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's like you could take in so much but give so little. Dang.
Yeah.
It's
this is this seems more like a European kind of area thing. Like our uploads are always gimped, but the download is still fresh as fuck.
Do you have gig down 50 megabytes up?
Oh, that's so weird.
It is.
I mean, it's enough for him to do streaming and stuff, but
I ain't gaming. Like, I can. The best thing is with this download, with how solid it is, I can download again while we're podcasting, and I don't need to worry about it killing the stream because I did it earlier when I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Like, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to at least have what I fucking am paying for. That's the main thing for me. Other than that, been playing some Sea of Thieves, some Modern Warfare. New season's coming out soon, and I'm not looking forward to it. Goddamn, I'm starting to realize how much I hate season passes. Been playing some Resident Evil 4. That has been a lot of fun. Aside from the fact that, and my patrons who have seen it early can attest to this game is fucking me with ammo.
Wait, it depends on what attachments do you have on your briefcase?
Right, listen. My briefcase is the silver one, so it drops me more handgun ammo. The thing is, and I have the increased melee damage at the moment. I have increased... okay, let's just say this. I don't have anything that increases drops other than the case, because I don't think any of the chains give you increased drop. They only give you increased ammo when crafting them. Okay?
Yeah, I think there is like a couple of them that can give you increased ammo drops, and there's like one that can give you increased like money, but
here's the thing, I don't have an increased money one. This game is screwing me so much that all I'm getting is money. It's like the original system is back. You're doing so good, okay, we're gonna starve you for fucking ammo until you cry.
Oh yeah, I kind of noticed that too. If you have like a shit ton of ammo, they're going to stop giving you ammo. They're going to be like, okay, you're overloaded.
No, not even that. I've been on the bare minimum of ammo. I've had like 10 rounds in just my pistol, and I've just gotten nothing but gold. But I'm crushing everybody. Like, this game is taking into account how good you're doing and screwing you accordingly. I'm certain of it. Because ain't no goddamn... let's just say, there was a certain situation, I was completely out of ammo, could only make a flashbang grenade, and I had to resort to flashing 4 enemies and meleeing them to death. Like, thank God for the critical melee I had. I had to melee 4 dudes just to get away and run to get some ammo, to find, like, just 10 rounds of handgun ammo just so I could kill this asshole off with my red 9.
That is why... Oh, sorry. Go on.
I'm just being screwed with ammo, and like the drop rate for the case, because the case gives has a chance to drop ammo as well, like more chance for handgun ammo to the silver one. Yeah. Thing is though, that is also like really goddamn stingy, because it's like once in a blue moon that it actually happens.
That's interesting. I mean, I really didn't have much issues as far as ammo wise. Well, after I got done my first playthrough and got Crozer's knife, I saved up money and I maxed that motherfucker out so I could just poke zombies and they die. I just be going up to them, poke,
also,
and their heads just pop off.
The best thing is, I have proven in my playthrough, when it comes out, you'll be able to see it now. I've proven without a shadow of a doubt, you can in fact kick a bunch of enemies on their asses.
You can. They have to be really close up and bunched up to each other. You can.
Which they do a lot. Like, even we did talk about the AI, but they do tend to stand close to each other a lot.
Yeah, they actually tend to circle. It was one funny point where I was playing those regenerators. I got bored and I got to a part where I shot all 4 of those little cryopods, and all 4 of them were just sitting around me, and I'm just like, oh shit, they actually circle you. But the funny thing, they didn't even attack me. They stayed there for like a good minute, and then they finally attacked me. So it's like
we're gonna give you a minute to ponder your mistakes.
Yeah, but it's Resident Evil 4. Oh my god, I can't put that game down. I wonder if Jedi Survivor can make me put that game down.
Maybe, because I wish I would know, but I'm not gonna be able to get it on launch. I will. I also finished Aliens Fireteam Elite Pathogen expansion. Nice little expansion, not worth the price. Absolutely not worth the price. No way, shape, or form is that expansion worth the price, because it's a blatant fucking lie for them to call it an expansion, because it's not. An expansion pretty much, in my opinion, indicates a larger than 3 goddamn levels that can be completed in less than an hour and a half. So yeah. I also started Enslaved Odyssey to the West.
Ooh, look at you! You must have
Yeah.
just put on your suit. You looking classy playing
Great
that.
game. Great game. Your first time?
First time.
Oh, you're mad late.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
this one?
well, because
Classic
I
game.
never got. Dude, I grew up poor. I didn't. I'm poor, but like, I wasn't able to like buy a lot of games, so I had to be very picky with my games, and I didn't really hear much of Enslaved. I'm enjoying it, but it is definitely a product of its time in.
Yeah, it's outdated.
For sure.
And it's a Ninja Theory game that has one glaring omission, because I swear to God, Ninja Theory games had this before this as well. Where the fuck is my lock on? Because when I'm in melee, my goddamn camera is all over the fucking place. Like, I don't mind that, but like, I need me lock on. I need me lock on, and I also need to get used to the fact that there's no fucking iframes in this game. Like, I've been spoiled by iframes, but iframes exist for a reason.
The story is good though. It's great.
The story. I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying the story a lot. Other than that, Red Dead Redemption. What else? Red Dead Redemption Online. I mentioned Call of Duty. Oh, Minecraft. I got back into Minecraft now. Finally.
What? Do you have a server?
I have a realm.
This might just make me want to start a server again. Oh my god, my Minecraft days.
Dude, realms can hold up to 8 people, but like, it's, to be honest, it's good for what it is. I'll say that, but honestly, I don't know how to properly set up a server for Minecraft Windows.
Apex hosting. So the only reason why you want to set up a server is if you're trying to set up a world and you want other people to access that world without you being online all the time.
Oh,
that's why you go get a server.
Realms do that.
Realms do that?
Realms do that. I could send you a link to my realm right now. I don't need to be online. You can go into my realm.
Ah, okay, cool.
It just,
I hop in. I'm gonna start getting all the diamond.
Yeah, we already did that. The unfortunate thing is obviously realms are more limited the amount of people you can get. I think you can upgrade it, but like, that's more money. Anyway, that's what I've been playing. All right, let's throw this over to general discussions. Anybody got anything they want to bring up before we get into the topics for a general discussion?
I don't have much. I mean, as I've been enjoying Resident Evil 4, apparently there's been a little controversy about not only with mercenary modes. Apparently there was a little slide-in DLC that people seem to be divided about pay-to-win microtransactions.
So yeah, here's my. I'll give my quick thought on this. Right, so Mercenaries is really fucking good. My biggest problem is, and this was my concern. Y'all can remember this was my concern when this came out, when Resident Evil 4 was coming out, is what are they removing? Like, what are they removing? What are they replacing? What are they taking away? All right, Resident Evil 4 has replaced quite a bit in the main story.
They gave a lot too. They
did replace it. I will give you that. Like, for example, the clockwork part. Like, when you were supposed to be chased by that big giant clockwork, Ramon Salazar from the original 4. They basically replaced that with a big giant armored El Gigante throwing rocks at you. So they effectively replaced it. So again, I'm not too upset about that. I'll be upset if certain bosses are completely omitted. I'll have to find out because I'm not off the castle yet. But with Mercenaries, there is one thing completely omitted. Well, 2 characters completely omitted.
Ada Wong and Albert Wesker.
Where the fuck is Ada Wong and Albert Wesker?
They got replaced with Luis.
I don't care. Where the fuck is Albert Wesker and Ada Wong? Like, they are both. Like, first of all, Ada, you have a model for her. She is in the game. So
she's in the code. They found her files and everything. It's crazy.
So,
she even got her own animations.
Yeah, so where the fuck is she in Mercenaries? That's number 1. Number 2, Albert Wesker, he's still in this fucking game. Like, I know who Ada's talking to on that walkie-talkie. Like, I know exactly who she's talking to. So we know Albert Wesker's going to at least make some kind of appearance in this game one way or another. So where is he? Like, he was a major focal point He was one of the best parts of Mercenaries. Him and Hunk were fucking broken as hell. But not only that, that makes me now question: are we gonna still get? I'm still questioning. We haven't got so it didn't launch with Assignment Ada or Separate Ways. Are we gonna get those? Like this is missing content that was in the original that is not in this remake. Like, it's following that slippery slope that Resident Evil 2 went on, where it was like, it's a good game, but as far as a remake, it's flat.
I don't know. I'm just hoping that Capcom doesn't pull off like hey, we're gonna just slide this DLC in. Oh, he's here now. Oh, look at that. Woo! Yeah, now you guys are happy. Like, honestly, I'm really hoping they don't make that into like a paid DLC. That will unite the whole Resident Evil community.
Oh,
Capcom will become from the most.
Yeah, that would kill their redemption. Like they can get on the sly about doing this stupid fucking single player microtransactions, which basically unlocks easy mode. Because to anybody who doesn't know, in the game, in Resident Evil 4, they obviously have the exclusive upgrades. Once you've maxed out the guns, you get an exclusive upgrade available. In the game, through Spindles, you can get a free ticket for one free upgrade. You don't have to pay any percenter for it. You can just get it for free. But it costs you, I think, 30 or 50 Spindles. Capcom's now selling you these for like free. Is selling you 4 tickets now for $4 a pop. Or $3
so
a pop.
$3 pop. So the upgrade
effectively, hold on, sorry. So effectively, you can upgrade all of your shit you can get the exclusive upgrades for free and basically be on easy mode. Like this is not this is games journalism pandering. This.
I will say that way how the ticket system work is okay. So like Dante said, they mentioned all the exclusive upgrades. The tickets are specifically used to unlock the exclusive upgrades, which is still pretty crazy. Like for the MP5, for example, or they call it MK5. I don't know why they have them mispronounced it.
LD5.
Yeah, LD5, whatever. But for that game, this exclusive upgrade after you max out all the stats is it gives it ×5 penetration power, which means that it can just mow down zombies.
It's effective with the same as the Punisher.
Yeah, so basically, even if you haven't maxed out that gun, if you just have that one last perk by itself, that will make that gun broken. Another Krauser's. Oh wait, you didn't. Damn, I don't want to ruin it for you because you haven't played. But there's like another thing where basically it does ×2.5 base damage, which is like a crazy thing to have, even if you haven't maxed out the weapon. Another one is ×5 critical damage for a couple of the pistols, which is. Even if you haven't maxed out the damage of your pistol, that's still pretty broken because that just staggers all enemies.
Yeah, but you have to.
No, you don't. You don't have to max out the stats of the weapons to unlock the special perk. That's what the ticket is for. It bypasses the whole. Oh, you got to max it out first and then unlock it. No, you just straight up unlock the perk.
Yeah, then that just breaks even more. I was not aware that the tickets actually bypass having to upgrade the entire gun. My apologies, but that's
that's how it works.
Still fucking broken. That's even more broken. Like, for God's sake, at that point, you might as well just grab the fucking Red 9 and grab the exclusive for that, and it's game over, because the Red 9 is still the best fucking handgun in the game.
Doesn't the Red 9 take Magnum ammo?
No, it doesn't. That's the Killer 7 you're thinking.
Oh yeah, Killer 7. But yeah, and it kind of does. Now the thing about it is that I noticed they added an infinite rocket launcher to the game. But even if you buy all of the ticket microtransactions and you sold all of them for 80,000 a pop, you still won't be able to get that infinite rocket launcher. Which okay, I can see Capcom's trying to they've been playing around with it, but like I said, some fans are divided. Some people are like, "Yo, it's a single player game. Let the people play the game how they want to play. If they want to spend money to get through the story, let them do it." It's not like the first time Capcom done this. I mean, Devil May Cry. I know a couple people who spent extra microtransaction monies getting all those red orbs just to unlock all the moveset because all they care about is looking badass while killing devils. So me personally, it's not a big deal to me.
On easy mode.
Hey, it's all about killing demons with style. So if it's a single player game, as long as it doesn't affect multiplayer games or anything like that, I'm fine with it. And as long as it doesn't turn into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because I will open up Cheat Engine and just give myself everything.
It will do. It will. It's one of those slippery slope things. Like that's what people. That's what a lot of people are worried about. Is this is a slippery slope problem? Like it starts one way, but then turns into Assassin's Creed.
Stylus demon murder.
Like that's what it turns into. All right. Well, since we're on the topic of Resident Evil, let's move on to our first topic. The supposed Resident Evil 4 Xbox downgrade. Okay. So, if anybody is familiar with how... One moment. For some reason, the... Why are you off? One moment. Bottom bar disappeared. There we go. These games launched decently. That is until you turn on ray tracing and hair follicles, because we need Leon's hair looking fucking shining. Like that shit needs to shine.
And the sad part is that actually his hair actually looks better with that shit off. That's what's wild.
Possibly. That's debatable at some points. But yeah. So here's the thing though: when you turn that stuff off, because this is from launch from the Digital Foundry video that I'm going to show everybody. Fortunately, I had to disable thingy, so I'd have to... you guys will have to watch the stream real quick just to catch what I'm showing, or to see what I'm putting down. This is from the Digital Foundry video, and everybody will see the absolute moment that they turn on ray tracing, the frame rate tanks. You lose 10 frames just from standing there. Like, this game, across the board, had frame rate problems on Xbox and PlayStation. Like this was not at launch. This was not a individual issue. Like this game had frame rates across the board, especially a lot of frame pacing, especially on resolution mode. But this was not exclusive to Xbox. Because I do believe they actually show it on Xbox a minute. There you go, PlayStation 5. Frame rate, that's locked. Let's see, it's
Lock
still
of 60.
Dropping. No, it's still dropping.
But you're about to show it, or you're already showing it?
No, it's already showing it on the stream.
Alright, so it's dropping. Now it's at 50. Now it's dropping again. And... Alright, so Xbox Series S. Ooh. So now we're on the Series S. I'm surprised the Series S is running at 55. Okay, resolution mode. Now we got 30.
Yep.
Ooh, does it even have ray tracing on the S?
No, I do not believe the ray tracing is on the S. It's only on Series X.
It does. S. It does have screen space. Yeah, it does have screen space on the S, but no ray tracing
or hair things.
But it
I'm actually pretty
FPS mode on S.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with this Series S. Good job for running Resident Evil as well as you did.
Yeah, but like my point is you're looking at it and you're realizing this game, like goddamn, look at that. I'm gonna pause right here. Resolution mode with hair strands and ray tracing PlayStation 5. 42 frames per second. What the fuck? And you're just running through a goddamn field.
I mean, these are consoles, man. I mean, damn, I don't want to sound like a PC elitist, but I don't want to sound like it, but
there is some validity because like it kind of goes towards the argument that I'm going to make about this apparent downgrade. Okay, because
because the thing that they downgraded is the image quality, though it wasn't necessarily performance.
Now here's the thing. No,
there's aliasing there that was not there. Like it was not there
because they're trying to fix the frame rate. That's the thing. That was the major issue, was the frame rate to begin with.
I have VRR though. I don't give a fuck about the frame rate. I'm cool on that. They made my picture look worse. I did not have an issue with the frames.
Now, here's the reason why they're doing this. Because the frame issue, I don't think they fixed the frame issue on PlayStation either. I need to check that. But they've been doing things like fixing the dead zone, the dead zone issues on both consoles. Like that's been something. Right now, it seems like they're trying to figure out. They're basically putting in hot fixes to get a more stable frame rate. while they work on the intermediate issue, because again, this is update 1.04. Like that's what happened with this recent one. So for me, this feels like a patch job instead of an actual update. Like, this is not their legitimate fix for this. Now, the reason why I think it's hitting Xbox the worst is because, and this is the truth, I think it didn't sell as well, and they're basically prioritizing the system that it sold the most on than the system it didn't. Which is not unheard of for companies. I mean, I can give you one example with Overkill with Payday 2. Like, they did updates for Payday 2 on PC before they did updates for console. Like, companies do this all the damn time.
Do we know the Do we know the sales of RE4 based off consoles?
I had it up a minute ago. Give me a minute.
It's like the second best selling in the series, I think.
He's talking about specifically
from all platforms, basically.
Yeah, I had it a second ago. Let me try and find it while somebody else buys me time by giving me their thoughts. Okay, yeah. So it sold. This is boxed. So I think we could antiquate these numbers also to digital in many regards. 73% on PlayStation 5, 14% on Xbox consoles. Now, the thing is, they don't split it. Like, that's all together. It's Xbox consoles. And
right.
So, and then 13% on the PlayStation 4. So, the PlayStation 4 is only 1% behind the Xbox sales as far as physical goes, which, again, I think we could antiquate somewhat to how it might look on digital. But that's how it's looking. So for me, when I'm looking at these numbers and I'm looking at the fact that this is a 1.04 patch, it's not a major one, and they're still trying to fix things. This seems like a momentary patch to try and fix things. It's not a massive conspiracy by Japan to fuck over Xbox, as some people are trying to make it out to be.
Is this UK or USA sale?
Let me have a look. Dig into it.
Cause I think that UK. I'm not sure.
This is from Game Industry Biz, so I'm going to assume they're taking into account worldwide.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go back with this one. I've been saying it. Sales matters, and I have absolutely no idea why we're covering this. To be honest, because they truly believe it. Like, that's the crazy part. I mean, did you? Hey, Jubei, I know you hate Sony. Like, I really do know you hate Sony, and I don't know about Pharaoh, but did you learn nothing from Baldur's Gate 3?
First off,
money hating.
First off, I didn't mention anything about Resident Evil money hatting at all in our conversation. What I said was, I'm pissed that my image quality went down because of a patch. I'm pissed because now I'm getting a lesser experience than what I fucking had at launch, just so other people can get some frames. Like, it affected me in that way. I didn't blame Japan for it. I'm just mad that the fucking shit happened because of the patch.
I wasn't pointing directly at you. I've just in my research, I was seeing people.
I didn't call this a money. I didn't call this a money hat thing. I just want to know why image quality took a hit, just so some people can get frames. But no, image quality in PlayStation is now magically better than what it was. But it's not. It's inconsistent to me. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I remember it happened with what game? Callisto Protocol, where it was reversed. Instead, the patch did it better on Xbox. On PlayStation, it was better on Xbox. Like, patches does that shit all the time. Where they break shit and fix shit.
They shouldn't. Yeah, like, if something's already not broken, like, why touch it? Like,
I know they shouldn't. They want patches shouldn't even exist, but here we are. But back to this conversation. It's this proves that sales do matter, because you're gonna have the company
How does it
focus.
prove that sales runs better?
What did you say?
How does it prove that sales matter? Like,
Because
like Dante
because
gave
the
an opinion.
company
He
is
didn't give a fact.
literally because the company
You
is
get
literally prioritizing the
I was more giving
and you.
I was more
Yeah,
giving
that,
an
he was giving an
anecdotal.
opinion.
Well, it was more
He was giving an
anecdotal
opinion.
that
He was
there
giving,
is.
one person
but
at
he's
a time.
but he's
Hold on.
One
but he's
person
taking it as
but don't put words
but
in my
he's
mouth.
taking what you.
One
I'm
person
not
at
putting
a
words in your
time.
mouth. I'm saying that he's using your words as a fact when you didn't provide a fact. That's what I'm saying. I'm not putting words in your mouth.
just giving anecdotal presentation that there is a precedent that that preferential treatment is given to games on a more successful platform.
Yeah, and that is a belief, but he's using it as a fact. That's what I'm saying to Omar. I wasn't saying anything about what you said specifically. I'm saying, where did you get that from? Because Dante didn't give a fact. That's all I said.
Hey, that's what I believe. If you don't believe it, that's up to you.
I mean, you can believe what you want, but you were just stating it as a fact. That's why I said, where are you getting that from? Because you stated it as a fact. You didn't say that's why I believe. You just said that's why. Because this. I'm like, well, where are you getting that from? That's all.
I'm getting it from what Dante said, which is the
Yeah, but Dante,
prioritization.
what Dante said was an opinion.
He literally said it for PC.
Yeah, as an opinion, but you're using it as a fact.
Wait,
That's what I'm
hold
saying.
up. For Payday 3, was that an opinion, Dante, or was it a factual information?
It was Payday 2, and that was a fact that they did do patches for the PC version before the console version. But the problem is that isn't the only reason, Omar. Like, it wasn't just because it was the successful version. I'm just saying, I was giving it as an example of the more successful, the bigger player base getting the first patches, but there is other factors in. I'm saying that there is a precedent that this could happen, and it has happened, but but it's never always the only reason. The other reason is because with Payday 2, they couldn't fucking program that game for shit on console. That's why they had to stop DLC, because the engine that it ran on, the diesel engine's a piece of crap.
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha.
PC patches do not require verification. Warframe did the same thing for a long time. But what do you mean, Ked?
I was about to say Warframe, because Warframe started off on the PC, and Warframe was always ahead on the PC side compared to the consoles. Like, it's just recently that Warframe and consoles have kind of caught up, like, neck to neck, and that's because of DE wanted to do crossplay, even though PlayStation's not a part of that.
It's not. I'd say it wouldn't be just that. I would say that they also had to backlog a lot of the earlier updates that they needed to basically make them compatible for console as well.
Consoles have a verification process that costs money to do. Oh, okay. Interesting, because I was playing Warframe like way like when it first started, and because I remember when it first came on the console, and I was getting like Prime Warframes way before my friends were, and they were always like two updates behind me as a PC player. So I think that was slightly a little bit different. But I don't know. The whole like update thing, I think what happened was maybe Sony has made a big fuss to Capcom more than Microsoft did. So basically Capcom made a fix, and they just this is my assumption or my hypothesis. They assume that just because the Xbox and the PlayStation both have the same chip, AMD chip, that the fix that they did for PlayStation, they don't.
No, they don't.
Well, they both. Where are they both?
It's more of a custom solution on the PlayStation 5 side.
Is it based off? But are they based off the same chip? I know that they're both custom. But are they both?
Well, I mean, because Xbox is based off an RDNA 2 chip, and PlayStation is custom to try to get.
Like, it has some RDNA 2 features, but it's not a full RDNA 2 chipset.
They're both custom AMD Zen 2s.
Okay, so they're both Zen. Okay, so Zen 2, that's a big one. So I
There was a
think what
developer that broke it down. I think I shared it the other day.
The PlayStation has a 8-core 16 thread up to 3 point. Give me a second. Right, yes, they're both custom AMD Zen 2, so there might be some differentiating as far as like what makes them custom, which might make updates different for both. And the CPU for the PlayStation 5 is an 8-core 16 thread at 3.5 gigahertz with SMT. The Xbox Series X is an 8-core at 3.8 gigahertz, 16 threads, 3.6 gigahertz at SMT, and both of them have custom AMD RDNA 2 architecture.
Okay. Okay, then. Honestly, my personal hypothesis is that I think maybe one of the companies made a fuss. It could have been Sony, let's just say. So Capcom made a fix, and they were just like, "Oh, let's just do this for the Xbox as well. This could help Xbox," and it turned out not to help Xbox. That's just my personal opinion. And now Capcom's like, "Oh shit, my bad. Now we got to fix Xbox." And I really don't. I mean, because we have no really proof that that basically, they're prioritizing PlayStation over Microsoft, because we just don't have proof of that. I mean, we have seen stuff like that in the past before, where like a game would get update. Like the biggest thing for the PC end was with like Nier Automata, where Nier Automata on the Xbox or the Play Store app was running smoothly, getting all these updates, and the Nier Automata on the Steam app ran like crap for the longest.
Always have.
But yeah, I don't know. That's honestly my personal opinion. I don't think they're prioritizing one system over another, because face it, Capcom is like, they're doing good. Like they're in people's good graces. They don't want to fuck that up with anyone. They want all the money they can get. And clearly, they're trying to get all that money because they like trying to slide in some little bit of easy mode stuff. But yeah, I don't think they're trying to fuck over anyone. I think they just fix one console, and then you fix one error patch, and then you just reveal like 5 more. I think that's just what happened.
Jubit, you want to give us your conspiracy theory?
I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just irritated that it's bothersome now. they're fucking with me. The game was totally fine pre-patch, and now I don't want to touch it until they patch it again. So
you should get a Forza steering wheel and play some Forza.
I don't want to. If I'm gonna play Forza, I'm gonna get a real steering wheel, sir. I'm not gonna use my thumb to try to drive.
It's fun. Damn, it's fun though.
Screw your
it's fun.
Realism.
Yeah, I want the full fat thing. I want to.
He wants that steering wheel with actual vibration controls inside, so it vibrates when he's going over like.
It's vibrations right here and in the trigger.
That ain't the same. You know that ain't the same.
It's like a Tic Tac.
We need to get to everybody else. Kofi, I want your opinions.
Yeah, I empathize with the Xbox camp to sit around and not have the patch. It reminds me a little bit of another game, Jube and I was excited to try, and then day one it was broken. It's broken on all systems. So, but I just, you get the game brand new, you're excited, and then they're like, oh, we'll patch it soon, and you're kind of sitting there like, why is this so trash? But I don't think it will be much longer. I don't really have a conspiracy theory. I think my thought is Capcom probably has a smaller team now focused on pushing patches, and that smaller team has to go, from console to PC, and that's the form factor that they have. And that sucks, but it shouldn't be that much longer, because it's a pretty ugly, result right now, and there are thousands of Xbox players that deserve to have that. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be much longer.
Hey, Zero. While you give your opinion, do you mind if I just flex PC Master Race while you talk?
Look, man, I was being nice, okay?
I'm not. I just want to flex PC Master Race for just this cyberpunk this cyberpunk overhaul with some mods and ray tracing and psycho on a 4090. Can I do that, Zero, please? Thank you, sir. Go ahead, give us your opinion.
No, I honestly don't have much on it. Like personally, I'd love for it to be true. Just because like then it would make like, secret underhand deals of the video game industry fascinating, and like a few years later whistleblowers come out and they tell the whole true story about all this and X, Y, and Z. But it's probably, the simplest answer is probably the most correct answer. And that is just like they're probably gonna get to it. Like they pushed a button and other buttons popped out, and they're trying to now fix those other buttons. I am sorry for my friend Jubei. I know this has ruined your experience there. I promise it will get better. I will pray for you. I will take that to heart for you. But no, I don't know. I don't know why it's doing it. I'm sure they'll figure it out and fix it sooner or later. I don't think it has anything to do with a prioritization or of anything like that. They just solved one problem and probably are moving on to solve other problems.
Don't matter. All right, Farrell, give us your thoughts.
I think it's real unfortunate. I don't think it's a prioritization issue, because if it was, I believe that the PlayStation patch would have just came out first, and the other patch, the patch for Xbox would have came out a couple days, a week later. However much time it would have took them to, address the Xbox in this instance. I don't know what went wrong. It's just happens at an interesting time.
Yeah.
It's so coincidental.
Oh yeah, it's so
Yeah,
coincidental. Again, it's seriously fair. But I mean,
It is very coincidental.
Let's take all solace in the fact that we can at least look at it in all of its 4K ray tracing beauty, max settings on PC. Let's take solace in the fact that we can at least have.
Oh. Oh my god.
I'm just showing it. I'm just showing it that on screen that this is what we have. This is a tangible thing. This exists.
I have a question. If let's say a company did pay a publisher to them, and doesn't matter PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, is it not easy to prove it in court? Especially
It's not illegal. It's not illegal.
Technically, it is. It's corporate.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean,
I think this falls under corporate espionage at this point, because at this point you're basically if they are paying for patches over another console, you're effectively and you're basically anti-competitive. That falls under anti-competitive lawsuits.
You're literally affecting
there's
someone else.
plenty of industries where you pay for a priority over another customer.
No. There is priority, and there is literally dimming someone else's console on purpose.
Yeah, that would mean that they're acting in absolute fucking malice, that they want the Xbox version to look worse on purpose. That's acting in malice. That is anti-competitive practice. That's illegal. In the words of Dana White, that's fucking illegal.
That's what I'm trying to get to. Especially Xbox, not only legal team, but developer could easily prove that. Because the developers themselves, they could literally go to Microsoft and said, hey, look, this is what they're doing, this is how they do it. Here's the lawsuit, get on it.
What if there's an NDA that they can't talk about it? So even if Microsoft is like, hey, what if there's an NDA or something that's preventing them from speaking about it?
Oh, so that's
how is it in the NDA when it's literally Xbox dev team that are focusing on it? This is not a Capcom dev team talking about it. It's Xbox dev team themselves.
You have
to
prove intent. You can't just because it runs worse, You have to
They'll have
prove
to.
intent too.
Yeah, that means you got to dig through emails and you got to provide basically what
Yeah.
Sony was forced to
You-
do.
Yeah, you'd have to
That's what
prove intent.
subpoenas are
You
for.
can't like. Yeah, you'd have to prove intent. But the
Yeah.
conversations may not be through text. It could just be conversation.
Outlook.
But the worst,
It
the
could
worst
be.
part is, the
A
worst part
board
is,
meeting.
you're talking about this, but the problem is nobody in the public sphere cares if they can prove intent or not, because in their mind they've already made their decision if it was intentional or not.
Well, I think people believe
this whole Square
intentional.
Enix thing, like this whole fucking PlayStation Square Enix thing. I hate talking about it, but that's a good example. Like PlayStation getting these exclusives, like. Yeah, everybody already made up their mind. No, this was Sony intentionally fucking over Xbox because they wanted the exclusives instead of, possibly two businesses doing business together. Whether the result was good for one business or not, people have already made up their minds in the court of public
In
opinion
regards,
that this was PlayStation intentionally fucking over Xbox.
in regards to what Pixel Remaster?
No, I mean
that-
like Final Fantasy VII remake and shit, and Final Fantasy 16 and shit. Like
And
people already made
he's
pretty-
talking
like,
about
anything
Pixel
with that whole
Remaster.
Square Enix thing. People have already made up their mind that no, PlayStation is paying Square Enix for these exclusives with the intent to fuck over Xbox. Like
Because
Yeah, they are.
Pixel Remaster.
I mean,
See,
that's
that's
what
what
any
I'm
business
saying.
can do, though. That's the whole point of having exclusive content, to have an edge up on your competitor, to
But
quote,
you're
unquote,
not.
fuck them over.
You're.
That's the problem.
That's why you're paying for the exclusive. That's the whole point of paying for the exclusivity.
But at
But
that
that's
point,
not-
the patches fall under the same sphere, though. Like, if you've got a patch that the other one doesn't have, that's exclusivity.
Yeah,
And you're
I'm sure that
fucking
happens
over
too.
somebody, and you're fucking over the other console by giving them an inferior patch or no patch at all. That is anti-competitive.
And I'm sure
Then how does
that goes on.
describe like Nintendo flat out saying you can't sell your Sonic stores and you can't sell Sega games in this store, which like they did, and it wasn't illegal. Or for PlayStation to have specific weapons in Destiny that Xbox will never get. Like I'm not so sure like that falls under that, because I think like Pharaoh's saying, like it's just exclusive. Some things are just, or an even better example, like the I mean it's separate things, but like when Soul Calibur had 3 different characters for all 3 systems. Like Link is not Yoda, who is not Spawn.
Different. You're actually talking about different versions of Soul Calibur there. I'd point that out.
But if we say like again, if one person does not have something and
they eventually
specifically
got rid of
paid
that.
for you to not have it.
But here's the
I don't-
thing.
I don't know if that's illegal.
No, like that's a third party putting in characters for different consoles. Like that's a completely different thing. And honestly, you get the Sega argument doesn't necessarily have as many legs as you think, considering how long ago that was. That the anti-competitive guidelines have changed since then as well.
So then Bungie's putting in different guns that don't exist on Xbox.
But that comes down to an exclusivity thing. Like
But
that goes to my argument of like people have already made up their minds between what is anti-competitive and what's just two businesses doing a deal. Like that's the difference.
Wait, doesn't Sony own Bungie now?
Yes,
this was before they owned Bungie.
Okay.
Yeah, this was long before they owned Bungie. They just did it for some reason. Not exactly sure.
Money exchanged hands. There you go.
Yeah, and so I mean, the patch thing is, I imagine, different only in the sense if the game functionally doesn't work anymore. But like, if you've got the game and Sony paid for a better version of the game, you still have the game.
Okay, let me throw
It's not the
an
best
example.
version.
No. Let me
Better version how?
because then that's false advertising. That's blatant false advertising. Then let's use Cyberpunk as an example. Like if Cyberpunk came out the state it was, the PlayStation version got fixed, but the Xbox didn't, and we found out that money was exchanged between PlayStation and CD Projekt Red to not put patches on the Xbox version, which was not functionally working in a lot of regards. You telling me that that's not anti-competitive?
Yeah, couldn't
That's a
Microsoft
lawsuit.
sue? Couldn't
Yeah.
Microsoft literally sue? Then
I mean, literally
That's
right
the thing.
now.
Hold on.
Literally right now.
Hold on. Let's go with the Resident Evil one. Let's actually use this. The frame rate. We have visual evidence at launch that the frame rate was tanking like a motherfucker on these consoles, right? Okay? Let's just throw a hypothetical out there. Say we find out a year from now that they were deliberately withholding patches for the Xbox version and even downgrading it. Alright? The Xbox version, that is. But the PlayStation 5 version was getting fixed. Because money was exchanging hands between Sony and Capcom. That's another lawsuit because, again, that game has functional issues where the frame rate is not being held at the advertised rate.
yeah, because now you're costing company money. Now people gonna hear, oh yeah, this PlayStation version is
I mean,
working.
I don't see any. I don't see any games that. How many
Seen
games
evidence of that.
advertise lock 60 frames per second though? Like how many games like advertise that you're
I promise
guaranteed
you
a
it's not
frame
on
rate?
it's not on the box.
Like yeah, like I don't see
Ain't
any
on the
games
box.
promising a frame rate. When they release the content.
Again, I need to go back to Microsoft.
And then I mean this is literally the whole crux of Sony's argument right now to the CMA is that once Xbox owns that they can give PlayStation a degraded
There you go.
version.
There you go. So it's for PC, but I'm sure if I look hard enough, I'll find one for console. When it launches, Capcom says that Resident Evil 4 Remake will only require an AMD Radeon R7 560 or an AMD or an NVIDIA GTX 550 paired with a processor of the last 5 years to hit 60 frames per second at 1080p. They're advertising 60 frames per second there.
They're telling you
But
what
that-
hardware you're going to need to hit
You
it.
need to run 60 frames per second. They're not saying
Yeah,
it is
they're
going
not
to always be
advertising
that.
it.
To hit
Yeah.
60 frames
They're
per second.
saying-
But they're
Yeah, to hit
guaranteeing
this is the
this
hardware
is what
that
you
you
need.
Yeah, they're saying this is the
But if-
minimum
yeah,
hardware that
but
you
if you're
need
a
to reach
console
that.
person, you probably don't know that at all anyway.
Again,
There's
I have a question. Let's switch from video game, let's say, to the medical work. Let's say one doctor does something to another patient. Other doctors can literally prove that this doctor did it on purpose or not.
You're building a straw man. You stop right now before I come with the torch and burn that motherfucker down. You're building a straw man there. There's a straw man argument. No more. Stop.
How is it Straman argument?
Different industries have different rules.
Different industries,
Okay.
different standards, different rules. Like what you're talking about is medical malpractice.
Yeah.
I would say like
Showed that out of my head. It could literally mean be anything. What I'm talking about is people that knows the expertise, knows the job in and out of how things work, could literally prove when things are not right on purpose. That's literally it.
Well, that's why it feels a little bit like a moot point, though, right? Because Microsoft is one of the biggest companies in the world. Believe me, if they felt like they were being slighted, they'd be doing something about it.
Yeah, precisely. Like that's what I was trying to get to.
And that's one of the reasons why I turn around and said I don't agree with the conspiracy theories that I'm seeing that Japan is. Certain companies in Japan are trying to fuck over Xbox. Because Microsoft will just use that fuck you money.
well, Microsoft.
don't think companies in Japan are trying to screw over Xbox.
You think it's just one specific company?
I'm about to say, isn't there a lawsuit going on between the trade deal?
Multiple.
With,
I would say that you wouldn't be making arguments about something possibly taking place if it's not currently taking place within your industry. That's what I would say.
That's just a blatant fallacy right there, in my opinion. Because I make these points all the time.
But you make these points, but I'm saying a company would not make an assertion that something could take place that isn't currently.
But nobody
taking place
has made
in
that
the
assertion. Is the problem?
They have made that assertion instead of seeing it about games being.
Oh, you're meaning about the Xbox fucking deal, right? Well, that's our cue.
I'm just saying.
That's our cue to move on because I do not want to get into that fucking conversation. I'm sick of that conversation. I know Naki is sick of that fucking conversation. I know Zero is sick of that conversation. I know Kofi is sick of that conversation, and I'm specifically tired of hearing Omar yell about it. I don't want to get ahead
I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
Right, well then, let's... Oh god, fucking hell, the worst part is we're about to move on to that fucking conversation, actually, because of this one.
Mm-hmm.
No, I had to open my mouth because one of the topics is technically about that fucking conversation. So, this is a statement made by Jim Ryan, who I'm sure is going to be future endeavored at some point within the next 12 months. It would not surprise me with all the damage he's fucking done. These are comments made by Jim Ryan in the recent CMA filings, which you can find. These are publicly available. Assist Publishing Service.gov.uk. I will even link it in the chat so people can see I'm not bullshitting. Go. But that went through. Right. So, in regards to Jim Ryan's thing, any degradation in the price, performance, or quality of play on PlayStation, or any delays on release would quickly harm Sony SIE's reputation and cause a loss in engagement and of players. As SIE's CEO Jim Ryan explained to the CMA at the Remedy hearings, if PlayStation receives a downgraded version of Call of Duty, it would severely damage our reputation. Our gamers would desert our platform in droves. The network effects would exacerbate the problem. Our business would never recover. The Adidom appears to ignore this testimony together with other evidence showing the sensitivity of gamers, and assumes that even though Call of Duty is acknowledged to be important for console competition, it could be downgraded without causing gamers to switch. This speculation is unsubstantiated, inconsistent with facts, and cannot rationally support a decision to find that no SLC would arise in. For some reason it would not show the link. I put the link in the VGP chat in Discord. Could someone link that in the YouTube chat? So, here's the thing. There's somebody else there. I think there is some substantiated claims to what Jim Ryan is trying to say in regards to delayed content, because there is a precedent for first content coming out for console being a deciding factor on what systems people choose to go with. There was back in the day when Call of Duty did DLC maps, like first on PlayStation or first on Xbox, like that sold people on the consoles to go and buy them because they get it first, and then those people's friends would then go and get the same console they've got for people to join them, which is somewhat of a new moot point given off crossplay. But even then, But then the problem you face is they can't necessarily do that and keep crossplay, because if one person's got got maps that another person doesn't, they're not going to be able to play with them via crossplay. So his thoughts there are unfounded with how the industry has moved forward. Now, if there is a downgraded version graphically, I think a number of casuals might switch, but I don't think it's going to be as massive as he's making it out to be. I also just put this down to Sony just not willing to allocate resources to put games out themselves in a lot of regards. Like, when was the last time that Sony took a fucking risk? When was the last time that Sony was like, okay, you know what, let's try and make a first-person shooter? Because the last first-person shooter I can recall them ever getting behind was literally the launch of the PlayStation 4. And I'm talking about first-party right now, I'm not talking third-party.
I would say first-party, I think if you look at on the IPs, I think
Killzone.
Most recently, you just got I'm talking about just in the PS4 window. We got Days Gone. I wouldn't call those games risks, but you got Days Gone.
No,
Horizon.
I'm talking first-person shooters. No. I said first-person shooters. I specifically, because if he's using the Call of Duty argument, that's a first-person shooter. Let's use the first-person shooter. The last first-person shooter that PlayStation ever put out, to my knowledge, I might be wrong, was Killzone Shadowfall, and that was at the launch of the PlayStation. Yeah, and that was at the launch of the PlayStation fucking 4. Like, PlayStation does not take risks. Like, they have clammed themselves up to not take risks anymore when it comes to this. Now, I don't think Microsoft's any better, because they're not necessarily taking risks. Because, in my opinion, they're just buying franchises at this point. They're buying publishers that have already got games that they can coast on. Like, I don't think it's going to be a while before I feel we're going to see a brand new IP, like a AAA IP from Microsoft, like from them, like from the ground up. And I'm not counting Starfield before someone even bothers bringing that up, because that was a Bethesda idea to begin with.
Everwild, Project Mars.
Those games are vaporware right now. But like, Sony has not taken a risk in years. Like, they might have put out like a Days Gone, but like that was something that they've been working on for fucking years. Like, Ben Studio.
Are you talking about new IPs?
I mean,
I'm talking about I'm just talking about taking risks. I'm talking about just trying something else. Like, for example,
they literally did that. They literally did that with Eternal. Did you forget?
That was
that wasn't
okay. I would just like to point out that Returnal.
Did you just say that was a risk? Stop it.
That was absolutely a risk.
Hold on. I will back him and say Returnal was definitely a risk game. Like, it was, because it was a roguelike that it was a AAA roguelike which to my knowledge had never been done before. Like, it was not something that had not been done. It was the first of its kind, really. The problem is House Marquee, to my knowledge, we're not a first-party studio.
No, but PlayStation literally funds that.
No, that is my point. Like, it's not Sony taking risks. Like, that was another studio that took
some outside influence said, "Hey, I have this idea," and Sony was like, "Sure, let's throw money at it." But nobody internally at Sony did that. Is what Dante is trying to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody at a Sony-owned studio has gone and said, I want to try and make this game, and Sony has gone, we'll give you this budget, try and make the game. They've not tried that. They've not tried that in fucking years.
Like unique IPs, right?
Yeah. Like, again, Returnal, like, here's the thing. I would be saying something different if Returnal came out, if House Marquee was owned by Sony, and then it came out. Then I would have said that was Sony taking a risk. Whether it paid off or not, that's Sony trying to take a risk. But you just look at stuff like, oh, for fuck's sake, The Last of Us Part 2, that was not a risk. The Last of Us Part 2 was not a goddamn risk.
Okay, so just to make
Ghost
sure
of
I have
Tsushima?
the baseline,
Ghost of Tsushima wasn't necessarily a risk.
why?
The reason why Ghost of Tsushima was not a risk is because it follows the very samey Sony idioms.
Okay, I can concede that, but I guess for me, when I look at it, is
Like,
if
let me hold on. Let me go even further. It's an open world game. Like, here's the thing. I will grant you one thing. The setting was a risk because you're basically retelling a big part of Japanese history in the war of Tsushima. Like, you're actually telling a fictionalized variation of a real event, right? And that was a risk because if it had gone the other way, Sony Japan would have had fucking egg on their face because they would have they greenlit it, they allowed it.
Wrong, people would say, "Why did you let Sucker Punch make a game based in Japan? That's dumb."
Exactly.
Like, that's the dumbest thing. Like, make another Infamous. That's what they would have said.
Yes, exactly.
But
the thing is the problem with Sony games is there is the Sony idiom, I like to call it, where you can literally you can actually have a bingo card. Is it open world? Does it have RPG-like mechanics? Does it have a protagonist going on an extensive goddamn journey to find oneself? Like, there is a bingo card for this. Like, they've practically damn near fallen into the problem of Ubisoft. Right? Like I said, when was the last time, in my opinion, when was the last time they did a first-person shooter? Like, when was the last time they even attempted that? When was the last time they tried a true? Returnal would technically be counted as a third-person shooter.
I think like if you're asking something like that, then the most risk that they took on. I mean, are you asking AAA only?
Yes, AAA only, because really, in my opinion, I don't wish to step on anybody's toes when I say this, but indie game, but they're indie things like Dream and stuff. That is low risk, high reward.
I would argue with you, Dante, that right now, Sony in particular, as well as Xbox, are taking on a lot of risk. I think from the Sony perspective, Sony is taking on risks because they're kind of in a evolve or die mode when it comes to they just need a more steady stream of income instead of these one-off games. So they purchased Bungie.
That's different though. No,
it's not different. You gotta let me finish the point. They purchased Bungie with the intent of Bungie helping them make 10 live service games in hopes that they generate their own steady revenue stream for their first party games instead of having these one-off games that sell well between 10 and 20 million copies.
Maybe
it is a risk.
No,
because
you're
trying to bring how many live service games succeed? Omar, how many live service games succeed?
You're literally doing what
how many
are doing.
But how many live service games succeed, Omar?
There's only two that come to my mind. That's Call of Duty and Sea of Thieves. They're the only two that succeed. Every other one is dead.
So you are inherently taking on a risk trying to do something that you're...
Apex is another one. Halo Infinite
and Fortnite.
No. Genshin Impact. So you have a few. You have
but for the few you can name, you can name hundreds that have failed.
Halo Infinite.
So I
agree.
So it's not. It's definitely a risk when you're a company that focuses on third person over the shoulder action adventure, and you're moving into trying to get into live service.
You're stretching from the original point. My original point was they're getting so pissy about the possibility of Call of Duty being downgraded, but they're doing nothing to fill that void. They're not trying to make anything to fill that void. They're not taking a risk to make a game to fill that void.
They actively are. They actively are at this moment.
They actually are. They partnered with Deviation Games, and they also partnered with Firefly. Oh, I think they also own
No,
Firefly.
they bought Firespray. They bought
Yeah,
Firespray.
they bought Firefly.
So
So
they are doing
have
things. They just
been
haven't been realized yet. They
have
are
been
attempting.
What game is
did.
Firesprite going to do to try and fill that hole that Sony is saying is that Call of Duty being sold to Microsoft is going to cause? What
That's
what
not
game is
Firefly.
what is
That's
Firesprite
Deviation
going to
game.
make? That's my point. Like
That's
what's Firesprite going to make?
Deviation game.
But
That's Deviation game business.
we as
Deviation
fans have
game
to.
is Deviation game have the OG crew from Call of Duty. They are gonna create almost like a Call of Duty look like or something like that.
And
To some degree.
But,
that would be cool. That would be cool. But then it's on the PlayStation fanatics like yourself to support that. But that's my
Absolutely
point. Like
not.
they haven't been. But like this is a risk that is coming, in my opinion, too fucking late. Like this.
I mean, I'll agree with you, Dante, in that they don't.
The last risk that
They've gotten very Hollywood with their investments, where they only really like to invest in established IPs and not really in the business of.
Well, Xbox is doing the same damn thing right now as well, buying up all these studios.
I'm not saying that they're not, but I mean, if you look at Xbox, for instance, every studio that they've purchased has basically started working on a new IP.
Fable, established IP.
So,
Project Zero, established.
But
IP.
they didn't buy a new studio for Fable.
Elder Scrolls 6, established IP. Possible.
Okay, but you got Hi-Fi Rush, new IP. Hi-Fi Rush, new IP.
Already an existing.
Well, hold up, Pero. Microsoft literally bought publishers because they couldn't create their own IPs.
Yeah, but every publisher that they've purchased, they've asked them to make a new.
Yeah,
IP.
they purchased a publisher. Yeah. Purchased.
Anyway,
not
to
created.
get to the point.
Okay,
to get to the end
and
of my
all the
point,
studios that Sony have, they purchased.
Let me get to the
Get
end
to
of
your
my
point.
point. Let me get to my point.
Get to y'all points because I need to go in on that. Go
Right.
ahead.
Because for me, the last time Sony ever made a risk, because like I said, they've not taken a risk for so long. Like, for my opinion, they made one or two big risks in the PlayStation 4 era when they should have been doing more. When they had the lead, they should have been trying to establish new things instead of getting stuck in their idiom. Like, you can't turn around and say Horizon Zero Dawn is a risk, because Horizon Zero Dawn, that was a risk for Guerrilla, not Sony, because this was Guerrilla's first attempt at the game, and the problem is it falls into that idiom that I'm talking about of open world games, character on a journey, like the bingo card, basically. To me, the
Actually,
last...
I disagree with that, Dante, because back in 2017, what is the premise at that time? What is the open world game that Sony had beaten to death in 2017 or 2016 that you're saying that Horizon Zero Dawn made it a dead horse?
No, I'm not saying that they did it. I'm saying at that point it was already like that. I mean, you already had like Assassin's Creed Origins. You had Horizon.
You're talking about Sony first party against itself, not against the rest of the field.
Okay, give me a second then.
Like, I think both companies are taking a lot of risk right now. It's just we haven't been.
Hold on. I've been quiet for a long time. Listen. My experience when I play either of these consoles is to give credit for any sort of third-party partnerships because I'm a consumer and I'm playing these games. So if Xbox reaches out to a developer for a third-party experience and they invest in that studio and they give that studio access to technology and they make a great game, Xbox should get credit for that. For example, if they're reaching out to Kojima, I don't really think this game is going to be something I enjoy, but if that game is good, that should be considered an investment for consumers. So you can't just disqualify third-party games just because it's not part of the first-party ecosystem. You can't. Because you're denying reality of the talent that's being shared in these experiences. For example, the Decima engine is shared between PlayStation and Kojima Productions. It's not like they're on two different islands completely. The same thing for Bungie. Yes, right now they're making games for everybody else, but Sony wanted the talent at Bungie. They wanted to share those types of people who have experience. So eventually, if Sony wants to make a first-person shooter, they've been working with Bungie for times. Okay, you can't just deny reality.
Here's the thing, though. I was saying
that's fair.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was saying that I wasn't saying that these third-party developers that they're partnering with aren't taking risks. They are. I'm talking about Sony internally.
So why don't they get credit for Death Stranding?
See, you activated my trap card. Because if you remember what I was trying to turn around and say before you interrupted me, I turned around and said for the PlayStation 4 they made a few, they did take a few risks, and one of them I was going to say was Death Stranding. But in the equal footing, there was very little risk to it because of the man behind it.
Nah, hold up. No. If Death Stranding was actual shit, it would have flopped.
People still would have bought it because of Hideo Kojima's name.
People wouldn't have defended it if it was shit.
I never said it was shit, but I'm saying that from the outset, Sony looked at it and was like, it's Hideo Kojima on the... it's Hideo Kojima on the product. The man has a track record to print money.
It doesn't matter. So Death Stranding by itself it's a massive risk. Like, where have you ever played a game?
When Sony looks at a potential game like from Hideo Kojima, they look at Hideo Kojima and like, the man has made money before. He's respected, he's loved, he's sold games. That's what they look at.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they also saw the gameplay and were like, are you out of your mind? But here you go ahead. Take money.
Exactly! You've just answered your own fucking point! They're like, fuck it, here's money because you're Hideo Kojima.
No. Because
they invested in Death Stranding before there was gameplay to be seen because he was using their engine. It wasn't like,
because he's Hideo Kojima. Again, I really like Death Stranding, and I would agree that was a risk for them, but it was a low risk because of the man behind it. Again, it's Hideo Kojima. It's one of the reasons why Konami wanted him gone, or they were trying to push him out the doors, because they wanted to get rid of that rockstar, bigger than life director, the guy who sells just off of his name. That's one of the reasons why Konami didn't want him. Right, remember, with Metal Gear Solid 5, they locked him in his goddamn office. It was a risk on the basis that he's now an independent, but it's still Hideo Kojima. It's still his name. Oh, someone dropped.
Yeah.
We lost Zero. Hey, he's back.
Oh, I'm back, Zero.
He's back. I'm curious what Zero has to say, because Zero's been...
Go on, Zero. I want to know what Zero says.
It's not necessarily that I disagree. I guess I'm just coming at it from a different perspective. As far as Jim Ryan's concerned, like, he's got to do what he's got to do. Like, I get it, Jim. Got to, like, hold your hat and, like, please, the big Xbox bullies are being mean to me. And just ignore the fact that, like, we're leading the market by, like, miles. But I guess the idea that Sony hasn't necessarily taken a risk, it's not specifically a Sony problem, it's an industry problem. But largely, and this is why I'm not necessarily a fan of any of these acquisitions, because it's not necessarily on Sony to create the competitor to Call of Duty, because Call of Duty Activision was its own little thing. They were their own separate island in their own little separate world, doing their own separate thing. In the same way that, it's not on Sony to create the next great JRPG because Square Enix did that. Or it's not on Sony to create the next sports franchise because EA's doing that. Like, Sony has their lane, and that's what they want to do. And Xbox had their lane, and that's what they wanted to do. Like, Xbox popularized the console first-person shooter.
Okay, sorry, just to interrupt, just to give you an idea of what I consider a risk for PlayStation, No Man's Sky. That was a risk.
They don't even... Do they own the IP?
I don't think that
is exclusive.
It's a third-party game.
No Man's Sky isn't exclusive?
But Kofi... Yeah, it isn't. It wasn't exclusive.
Because it was like, West PC players, we had it on day one.
Yeah, but it wasn't exclusive on console.
How is No Man's
I can
Sky
play it
a
on Xbox.
risk, but hold up? How is No Man's Sky a risk, but Returnal isn't?
Okay, now I'm gonna break it down for you real goddamn quick. Okay, so
Oh, No Man's Sky was a big risk at the time.
Oh yeah, it was a big risk from a studio
At the time.
Yeah, because
that it came out. Yeah,
a studio that, quite frankly, had made 2 games before that, Joe Danger and The Last Campfire. Have you ever heard of those, Omar? Exactly.
Joe Danger, yeah.
Okay. From a very small team of, what was it, like, it was 15 fucking people, wasn't it? Who was supposed to create this big, giant, procedurally generated universe where you can do all of these things, mine resources, go, you see this planet, you can go to this planet, like, all of what they were offering. It was basically the console version of Elite fucking Dangerous. Alright? This game was a risk.
It didn't even come out, though. It literally came out broken, unfinished.
Oh my god, fucking shut up. It's not about how it releases. It's about why they finance it. Like, if they put financing behind it, like when they see the idea, they need to evaluate pros and cons, risk versus reward. There was a lot of risk to this game. Doesn't matter if it comes out broken or not. It's the initial pitch, and if they put money behind it, is the risk.
Here's another one, Dante, that failed that maybe you'll consider a risk. What do you think of Predator Hunting Grounds?
No, and the reason why
that was more AA. I don't think that was a risk.
Dead by Daylight exists. Friday the 13th exists.
Is No Man's Sky AAA though?
That was gonna be my question. Is No Man's Sky AAA? I never got that.
Literally,
I don't consider No Man's Sky AAA, but the difference is No Man's Sky received like the full blown Sony treatment as far as the market, like Kenna did, like Kenna and Sifu. While they aren't AAA games, they received the full Sony pageantry. Sony was fully behind the game.
They were pushing it as AAA. That's true. They were pushing it as AAA, even though it had a $500,000 budget.
They did it with
That's kind of the difference. That's kind of the difference between those two. I mean, like the Predator was a game that was like, yeah, it's coming to the PlayStation. Play it if you want.
And also,
we'll throw it in a couple PS showcases and
this, and also the game that preceded that was made by the same studio, Friday the 13th. Like Friday the 13th was a victim of circumstance. Like that game failed for reasons outside of its power, but it was still a solid game.
Yeah, people like that game.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, when you look at the success of that, and then you're like, oh, we got the Predator franchise, and we're going to make an isometric first-person, third-person hunting game in the same vein as Dead by Daylight, which was at the time and still is blowing up. Not really that much of a risk behind it. It just failed. Like, again, I think what everybody here is and you're antiquating, like, the risk of when it releases to the risk of the first initial investment. Like when the risk comes when the people with the money. Has anybody ever seen Dragon's Den or any of these shows where somebody comes in with an idea or a product and they try and sell it for investment? That's effectively how a lot of games go. Like you sell these publishers and these big companies on the idea, and then that company has to weigh the risks on whether they think this game will succeed or not.
I have a question. Yeah. You have yet to explain to me the difference between No Man's Sky and Returnal. Like,
House Marquee had a lot of success before. Alright? They were a known quantity. I'm trying to find the
known and respected commodity.
They were a known and respected commodity. They had done games before. All right, they done multiple games before.
Yeah, smaller game, but games. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like they'd worked with Sony before. They were the guys behind Dead Nation. They were the guys behind the Angry Bird trilogy, Resogun. Like they'd worked with Sony before. They had a list of they've been working since 1996, Omar. House Marquee's been around since 1996. So, and they've worked with multiple studios, like fucking Take-Two Interactive, Activision, Sony, multiple times, Ubisoft. Like, they are a known commodity. So when they come with an idea and say, we've got this idea, we think we could make this work, Sony looks at their track record, they have a good understanding with them, and they're like, okay, we'll give you a budget. Alright? Which I'm fucking sure Returnal didn't have a massive budget.
I'm not sure how much fun is that, but okay.
So, give me a second.
So basically, you want the studio to be fresh. I got you.
Not necessarily fresh. I want fresh ideas. That's why I give Returnal credit. Like, yes, like I want Sony to have fucking fresh ideas. That's what I want Sony to have. I want them to take risks. I want them to try and make another first-person shooter. I want Sony to try something other than an open-world game at this point. I want Sony to fucking care. Right?
Zero said it though. Zero said it at best. It's not it's not PlayStation or Xbox job to create a next Call of Duty.
Okay, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that logic. Who's to say that one of the studios, like Naughty Dog or Guerrilla, hasn't come to Sony with the next idea for the next Call of Duty, and Sony's been like, no. Because we know they did that with Days Gone too.
I mean, of course, but like now we're spitballing dreams here, because who's to say that anybody didn't come through with the next big thing that somebody rejected? I guarantee you, there's hundreds of examples of it.
I'm not spitballing the idea. I'm not talking fantasies. I'm talking like.
But it is a fantasy. If you're saying that,
no, I'm not talking fantasy. I'm saying this is how it happens. Like someone,
I know
that someone could come with them with an idea, and Sony could shoot it down. That's what I'm saying. That's not a fantasy. That's happened.
No, the fantasy is to thinking that the game that they had is the next big thing.
I was using semantics. I wasn't thinking it was going to be the next big thing. I'm talking more about the process of how it happens. I was more talking on the process of how it happens. Because we have evidence of that happening with Days Gone 2. Because to my knowledge, wasn't that shut down by Sony?
I mean, you have evidence of that happening as long as the industry has been around.
I mean, I don't disagree with you that I'm excited to see what they do in a different direction. For example, we know that they turned down the developers of Wild Arms, that they came to them and said, hey, we want, to bring back this franchise in some capacity. And they're like, nope. And we don't really know many details beyond that. That's disappointing. And yes, there are some, like, first-person shooters, I love them. For example, if Insomniac went back and made Fall of Man.
Resistance.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah. If a Fall of Man, it doesn't even have to be that IP. It could be some other IP. I would love that too. So, and then there's also the lack of words I have to describe maybe some sort of new IP that you're touching on. All of those things I think should be on the table. I hope something's on the table, but for me, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be first party. It could be, what is it? Not Fire Sprite, but I'm forgetting the name.
Deviation game?
It could be. Say again.
Deviation?
What's it called?
Deviation games.
Oh, okay, a deviation. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking deviation. I'm thinking another one that has, shoot, yeah, I'll just say deviation as a placeholder. See, I don't disagree with that. Like, really, I think Media Molecule, I'm really looking forward to something that they do, because they've kind of not even made a PS5 game. Like, we don't even know what they're doing. That's weird.
But we don't know what a lot of PlayStation studios are doing. We have
they haven't had a show in like a couple years.
Now, okay, Dreams came out 2019, but still, like, they haven't even made a PS5 update. That's just weird. And VR's out, and they haven't, like, they weren't working towards VR release. So there are some things I do want to see addressed.
And that's the thing. Like, it seems to be two conversations here, and they're slightly related, but not necessarily. The topic is about Jim Ryan and regarding to Call of Duty, which then spun off into being that, like, we want to see Sony take risk.
No. My initial argument was, like, he's saying, my initial argument was the fact that someone else spun it out into something else. But my initial argument was Jim Ryan is saying that the loss of Call of Duty would cause irrehensible damage to the PlayStation ecosystem and drive people away if they got an inferior version of Call of Duty. My argument then was that that problem doesn't just fall on the sales that problem doesn't necessarily fall exclusively on Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. That some of that fault also falls on PlayStation for being so complacent all over the PlayStation 4 era and not trying to up their catalog and take risks on making such games where they're not so what's the word I'm looking for? Not complacent. Reliant on third-party games.
That makes no sense, because Microsoft is literally doing the same exact thing. It's even worse.
I'm not saying
they fucked their own
Omar,
IP.
I never turned around and said that's not what Xbox is doing as well. I'm saying that Sony is arguing that point, so I'm arguing the point of, if you know this to be a fact, why have you not done anything about it?
Because no one expected anyone to pick
You
up
should
a
always expect that shit. It's the business world, especially with Microsoft, a company that has been proven in the past to be cutthroat as fuck. A company that has buried, honestly, they are the Amazon before Amazon, where they were decapitating other companies and eating their hearts.
With a smile.
Sony should have accepted this. It should have seen this.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think people buy Call of Duty because the game is good?
Well, do I think people play Call of Duty because it's good?
Yeah.
You're asking me this when I play Modern Warfare 2 myself, and with Jube who plays it and Nappy who plays it, I think we could all agree that yes, Call of Duty is fun and good. Yes.
Okay.
There
No,
are
I'm
exceptions to that rule, Vanguard. But yes, in the recent times, because in recent times, since I think 2018, 2019, Activision Blizzard, with their Call of Duty games, actually picked up, because they were in a fucking death spiral for the longest goddamn time. Because after, what was it, Black Ops? I think it was Black Ops 2. Then we had Advanced Warfare, which nobody really cared, and we don't talk about.
That's
spacey.
Yeah, that's the one downhill.
It had good ideas, but again, people didn't like. People basically turned around and said, "We don't want lasers in our Call of Duty." Then we had Black Ops 3, I think. People said the exact same thing. Then we had Infinite Warfare, which exacerbated that fucking problem. Then we had World War II, which was a return to what people wanted, but was still a trash-ass game. Then we had, then we finally, well, a few more games later, then we finally got Modern Warfare, which was everything everybody wanted. Like, it was an updated Call of Duty that looked brand spanking fucking new. It introduced a lot of new ideas, but kept the boots on the ground thing. It was basically what made everybody happy. Then they bought out, and that rejuvenated the Call of Duty, because, like I said, in that time period, Call of Duty was fucking dying. Like, it was on life support, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't until 2019 that Call of Duty really started getting back into the public zeitgeist. So, yes, Modern Warfare is great. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, good game. Fucking awful launch, but I blame fucking Sledgehammer and COVID for that, because Sledgehammer is a trash-ass studio that shouldn't be allowed near the Call of Duty series. And COVID sucked, and we all know that, especially if you had it. Vanguard, that's Sledgehammer. Again, Vanguard is the perfect example of why Sledgehammer should not be working on a fucking Call of Duty game. Let Raven make a fucking Call of Duty game instead. Then there's Modern Warfare 2, which is pretty much, to my knowledge, broken all the fucking records. So, yes, Call of Duty is good when Infinity Ward and Treyarch give a shit.
I have a question. You played Titanfall 2, right?
What?
You played Titanfall 2?
I played Titanfall 2, yes.
Yes.
Okay. If you played Nep 2 Call of Duty, which one is better?
Titanfall 2. Oh wait, hold on, wait. Okay, now you're going into semantics here because now you got a question
No.
about Call of Duty.
I have
Which
a
Call of
point to
Duty?
make.
Okay, now here's the thing. If you're about to turn around and talk about the sales of Titanfall 2 and why it didn't do so well, you need to do your history and realize that that game got fucked and got released between Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Okay, so basically because two bigger IPs came in with a game that's actually better than Call of Duty, you just said it yourself.
It was.
And
hold on, wait, hold on. Don't stretch my words. Like I said, you're splitting hairs and going for semantics there. I will grab my torch and burn this straw man down. Compared to the two games that came out next to it, which I believe was Infinite Warfare and I think it was it Battlefield 2, Battlefield 5?
Yes, Battlefield 5.
Titanfall.
Battlefield 5. I'm sorry, Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty, they kind of released next to each other. And then Titanfall 2, unfortunately, released in between those.
Yes, it did. Yeah. Yes, and compared to both of those, I think overall, compared to those two, Omar, compared to the Call of Duty, it was released next to, yes, Titanfall was better than that Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, so my point then still stands. A company released a better game, and yet still it didn't do well because of what? Name recognition.
Not just name. It's not just name. There was another reason. Here's the thing, Omar. This is why you need to do your fucking research. There was
I'm aware.
one thing.
It got
okay. So what else? So what else released with Call of Duty Call of Duty Infinite Warfare?
Sorry, Battlefield.
No. What released with Infinite Warfare?
Oh, that I don't know.
Exactly. This is why Infinite Warfare actually sold. Because it came with a fucking remaster of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's the only reason people bought it.
Again, brand recognition. It's no longer about gameplay. But here's the thing. They sold. Okay,
well, you don't know about the gameplay till you buy the game.
But people knew about the gameplay.
I'm just saying, like you don't know how you feel playing a game till you actually buy the game and play it.
Yeah. And the problem is, here's the other problem, Omar. Here's the other problem. Let me to educate you even fucking further. Because I do believe that Battlefield 1 actually outsold Call of Duty that year. I could be wrong. Nappy, do you mind just running numbers for me, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Find me the sales numbers for Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare. Because Infinite Warfare got a bump only because of the Modern Warfare remaster. But yeah, Omar, the problem you're facing is you're ignoring something I previously had stated, and one of the reasons why the Call of Duty series was on the decline is because Call of Duty went into space. Call of Duty went sci-fi. Titanfall 2,
so
even though
no longer grounded. I got you.
Titanfall 2 was in space. Was basically everything Call of Duty tried to be.
Yep.
But better.
Yep. Got the numbers here.
Okay. So which sold more?
Battlefield 1, 15 million copies versus Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, 13.6 million.
My point is fucking proven.
Right.
And how much did Titanfall 2 sell? Do you know?
Let's pull that up. Wait, one.
The problem with Titanfall 2 is like the failure and lack of numbers of Titanfall 2 is what made, which is basically why Respawn was bought by fucking EA.
4 million units.
Yep. Because again, at the time, people didn't want big giant mechs. People didn't want sci-fi. Like I say, it's one of the reasons why Call of Duty didn't do as well as it usually does.
But didn't people love Titanfall 1?
Titanfall.
So Titanfall 1 was kind of niche, but Titanfall 2, that campaign is like literally one of the best campaign shooters.
Yeah, I know.
Ever. No, like in the history of like ever. It was a fantastic campaign.
Yes.
I don't fuck with FPS, and I love
it did things in first person shooter campaigns that we want more of. Like it wasn't stale, it was fresh. Anytime they introduce anything new in the game, it's like you had a whole pretty much level dedicated to learning it.
Yep.
Then it's like, okay, now on to the next thing. Like it fucking fantastic.
It's one of the reasons why so many people want a Titanfall 3.
Me too.
Because
but
it wasn't until after the fact that people realized, oh, Titanfall 2 was fucking amazing. Anyway, has anybody got any... Sorry, go on.
Oh, no. Actually, no. I was just going to say, then we got Apex.
Apparently, Titanfall 3 got cancelled. But hey, we will see.
Alright,
Yep.
so yeah, has anybody else got anything to say about Jim Ryan's thing about third party? Because again, my whole point was they knew that they were so reliant on third party, but barely did anything about it, if anything.
I have a question. Do you think if PlayStation created an IP, do you think it would ever match Call of Duty? Because I don't believe so.
I don't think
it's possible.
I don't necessarily think it would match Call of Duty, but I think it might be able to fill the hole that Call of Duty would leave.
Yeah. But I say it'll never match Call of Duty because it most likely will never be fully multi-plat.
Exactly.
Like Call of Duty is.
But it could comfortably fill the hole that Call of Duty would leave. Like if Call of Duty left like a I'll throw an arbitrary number out there, a $60 million a year fucking hole. I'm sure Sony could come up with something that the PlayStation community would just fucking eat up and possibly fill in like maybe a $40 million hole. It would probably throw in $40 million into that hole, especially if they go in with live service.
Yeah, but say realistically, Sony first party live service game probably has to do like 25 to 30% of what Call of Duty does on a yearly basis for it to
see that happening.
The revenue. I mean, 25, 30% of what Call of Duty is not necessarily outrageous.
I have a question to you, Kofi. Are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be the last question. We need to move on to more happier topics where I am smiling and jovial.
Why did Killzone fail? Do you know why?
Wait, what'd you say?
Why did Killzone fail?
I don't think Killzone was a good game. I mean, not
because it was trash.
It
failed because it was trash.
Have this fucking blasphemy. You stand the fuck down.
2 and 3.
If it's dead, I'm sorry, if there's no new games and it's dead, what does that tell you?
4 wasn't that good.
And the technology was great too. The Decima engine at the time, their demo and everything, I was like, this looked great. But playing it, I was like, this doesn't feel like Killzone 2. That's how I mean, 3 is great, but I think the 16-on-16 multiplayer of 2 had a level of chaos that maybe felt like I was fighting aliens. And Shadowfall does not, just didn't get there. So
yeah,
I know Shadowfall had a plan.
Shadowfall fell short of what Titanfall 2, Killzone 2 and 3 did.
I think what killed Killzone is the same thing that killed Legend of Dragoon, is that they hit it up against something else instead of just letting it be what it was.
Pharaoh is on point with that take, because the issue I had with Killzone 3 was it started to do kill streaks and started to do all the things that Call of Duty was ramping up on, and kill streaks was not a Killzone mechanic. And it was so weird because Killzone started to, like, they would inform you of a kill streak, but there was no how do you say it?
Indicator.
Right. Well, yes, but like there was no, like, you weren't getting stronger off a kill streak. It was just letting you know.
Okay.
Like, oh, you got a kill streak because people in CoD liked it, and I didn't like that. I was like, there's nothing. This is not CoD. This is Killzone. And so I think Shadowfall, maybe, I don't really remember all the details, but I feel like it maybe kept in that kind of, we're kind of like CoD, but in space with aliens. No, you're not. You're a different game. And that was where I got,
So they should have stuck to the gun. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright, on to more happier topics.
We have those?
There are. How happy are you about your boy Mario now being a film star?
Oh yeah, that one.
So I have the numbers here, from Variety. So, Super Mario Brothers movie box office, all records smashed on opening weekend. The Super Mario Brothers movie, an animated adventure based on the classic video game, crushed the competition with a jaw-dropping 204.6 million domestic and 377 million global debut over the long Easter weekend. Just so everybody is aware, this fucking crushed this crushed the Marvel, this crushed Ant-Man, this crushed everything. This even knocked Frozen off its place of best opening weekend. Like, it has done amazing. These results exceed expectations and even surpass the start of the recent installment of Universal's biggest franchises like Jurassic World Damnation, which only got 145 million domestically, and Fast and Furious 9, which got 70 million. As expected, a sequel to be announced faster than you can say let's go. The box office just keeps growing and growing. Marvel's Jim Orr, Universal's president of domestic distribution. It's a tremendous worldwide debut, and the movie was a clear runaway. So yeah, they just go into a lot more jargon about this. But yeah, no, highest grossing debut of 2023, surpassing Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Thank fuck. Biggest 5-day of Wednesday to Sunday opening of all time, overtaking 2009's Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen at 20 million. Thank fuck. It's nowhere near the biggest opening, which Endgame and Spider-Man still hold, as well as Infinity War, I believe. Highest grossing debut for Illumination, beating 2015's Minions and its 3-day weekend opening of only 115.7 million. Second biggest debut ever for an animated movie, outpacing 2016's Finding Dora and the 3-day opening weekend of 135.1 million, and following Incredibles 2. Highest grossing debut for a video game adaptation, outranking 2022's Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at 72.1 million. Holy shit. And that's only domestic.
Wait, so they beat Sonic 2?
They beat Sonic 2, just like real life. Mario beat Sonic. Just like real life.
Man.
No,
Happy for you, Mario, but no.
I think Sonic 1 and 2 are better movies than... Not saying the Mario movie is not a good movie, because Jack Black fucking carries that movie as Bowser.
You seen
Fantastic. Yes, I have.
Okay.
But as overall, I will turn around and say I believe Sonic 1 and 2 are better.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the same thing. I think Mario has more name recognition. But I'm not seeing the same buzz from people talking about Mario that I saw from people talking about how much they liked Sonic.
You're not
even though
right
Mario is I'm just saying from my group of people were just generally more excited about Sonic after seeing it than they were Mario.
Oh, people
they liked Mario, but
people I know won't shut the fuck up about it.
I'm curious if Into the Spider-Verse 2 gonna top that.
Oh, gross, the Spider-Verse.
I doubt it.
I doubt it, because I'm not gonna lie. Like, Into the Spider-Verse was a fucking phenomenal movie. Looking at the trailer for Across the Spider-Verse does not leave me with much enthusiasm for the movie.
Too many Spider-Man. It's too many Spider-Mans. So I'm trying to figure out how they're going to focus.
It looks convoluted.
Yeah, people
as well.
And people are worn out from Spider-Man too.
They are.
People don't have the energy to go see every.
Yeah, folks.
Spider-Man.
If I openly say that, I'll be called racist because I don't want to see Miles Morales as Spider-Man.
No, I do think there's a certain Spider-Man exhaustion that takes place. I mean, it's been rebooted 3 times, and then you got this on top of it.
We're not
Then
counting
you got the 2
animated.
video games.
Hold on, we can't say animated because technically
I'm not counting animated.
Okay,
I mean, I'm counting animated in the sense that Into the Spider-Verse is a movie.
But the problem is Into the Spider-Verse isn't actually isn't a reboot. Into the Spider-Verse is actually canonical to the Marvel.
It's not. But I was just talking about everything that's come out. They've done 3 reboots.
Yeah.
Which
They
is
did.
Peter Parker. You know, Peter Parker twice, and then Peter Parker 3 times.
3 times.
And then that's like 8 movies, right?
Let me do the math in my head. Yes, 8 movies.
Yeah, then you got the 2 Spider-Man video games, in between other Spider-Man video games that have come out in the past that Activision made. I mean, I just think there's a certain level of exhaustion with the character. Same thing with Batman. There's a certain level of exhaustion to where people are tired.
I would certainly say it's different from Batman. I think with Batman it's different because with Batman there's a lot more different interpretations you could do that could get people excited, like the Matt Reeves Batman, like a Batman that actually is a fucking detective. Like that got people excited. Like a year 1, year 2 Batman. Like there's so many interpretations and ways you can go with Batman that will keep people excited. Unfortunately, not to shit on my homeboy Spider-Man. With Spider-Man, there's only a certain amount of ways you can do it, unless you go into his more darker stuff, like Spider-Man Last Stand and Spider-Rock, like when his brain was taken over by Doc Ock. Like,
if you're talking about games, how about then do Spider-Gwen or something to such degree like Spider Pig. I forgot if Spider Pig or what.
Oh, Spider. I think Spider Pig was more so just like a meme, funny thing. I don't think people would take that too seriously.
It doesn't even fucking originate from that. It originates from the Simpsons movie, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not even.
I am not bad with.
I honestly think that, I'm pretty sure that after this Into the Spider-Verse movie, and after the Spider-Man 2 drops, I think they're gonna give the IP like a 2-3 year break, and then if anything, they'll do the Spider-Man.
I apologize. Movie. No, Spider-Ham was a thing. It actually predates the Simpsons thing. He's called Spider-Ham, not Spider-Pig. And his first fucking appearance was in 1983. So I do
wasn't
actually
he in the
apologize.
Spider-Verse with Miles Morales?
He was, but he was also
and
his first appearance was in a comic from 1983.
So you could really get different characters.
They have done that though. That's where your lack of knowledge comes in. Yeah. They have done that. It's called Spider-Man Shattered Dimension.
I played it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Multiple different Spider-Man. You had Spider-Man
you're talking about Batman Noir. Spider-Man Noir. Yeah, I played that.
Wasn't Spider? Oh no, that was in the movie. He was voiced by Nicolas Cage.
I mean, they're still working on the Miles Morales actual live action movie because they got the actor now. We already know who Miles Morales is going to be for the live action.
If it's anything like the Blade movie that's supposed to be coming out, it will never come out.
I don't know. We just know who the kid is, and he seems to be he's very new to the acting scene. So hopefully he does.
And that movie is slated to come out in 2 years?
Yeah. Yeah. So you got the little kid.
That's kind of what I figured. They would give it a bit of a break, let it breathe.
Does anybody else have anything they want to say about the Mario movie and how well it's doing?
Yes, very quick. I'm so happy that this year has been the year of video games movie adaptation. We've seen it with The Last of Us. We're now seeing it with Mario, and I'm curious what's the next IP that's gonna do well.
I wouldn't say this is the year of it. We've been seeing it for a while with The Witcher and Cyberpunk and.
Yeah, I didn't say the only year. I just said this year alone. Wait, Cyberpunk came out this year?
No. What he is saying, what Pharaoh is saying is it's not just this year. Like the last couple of years have been like a resurgence of good video game movies. Now, granted,
and it's only really been 2 misses, and that's Monster Hunter.
No, there's been multiple. I'm sorry. Monster Hunter, Mortal Kombat, Werewolves Within, Uncharted, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. I'm sorry. There is way more than you're letting on, man.
Hitman. Wasn't Hitman?
Why you gotta bring those? Hitman? It was okay.
Hitman what? The first Hitman movie. The first Hitman movie was decent.
Hitman hasn't come out recently.
No, it hasn't. It's been a while.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was
So
horrible.
Mortal Kombat. The
I don't really consider Mortal Kombat necessarily like a video game movie because it's been like a movie for so long.
No,
It's
it
kinda
was a
like-
video
Yes.
game before it was a movie.
Street Fighter movie.
It was, but it's been in the movies for like it's been its own thing for so
No, because
long.
if they should have
Oh,
done
I'm not
it
talking.
right,
I'm not talking about the 1993 classic. I'm talking about the 2021 version that no one fucking
Yeah.
remembers happened.
That shit.
Yeah, but since
that-
1993, I think there's been like 5 or 6 Mortal Kombat movies.
Are we talking live action or animated?
Blend.
Then you're bullshitting because
Blend of both.
okay, then you're fucking moving that goalpost. But there's only been 3 live action movies: Mortal Kombat Annihilation. God, I get chlamydia just thinking about that movie. And then Mortal Kombat
Chlamydia.
2021.
And
But here's the thing.
2021 was horrendous.
Here's the thing, though. There's been more misses than there's been hits, in my opinion.
Yep.
But the hits have outshined the misses, because the hits
Yes.
that we got
So,
was because, quite frankly, think what you want about it. I actually think it's a decent movie. Rampage, honestly, I think was a good movie. That is actually based off of a
That
video
one with
game.
The Rock?
Yes, that's the one.
what
that was pretty good.
Rampage? What Rampage?
Rampage is based off of an old
It's the
arcade
one with
game
The Rock.
where you play as a gorilla or something else, and you're basically a big giant gorilla, King Kong motherfucker, destroying buildings. They basically turned that into a movie.
okay.
It's not a bad movie. It's actually a decent movie. Detective Pikachu. No one will fucking argue with me here that isn't a fantastic movie. All right.
Not seen it, but I know all about it.
Sonic the Hedgehog. That was a fantastic movie.
Yeah,
That actually shocked me. They had to fix Sonic though. They almost fucked that up.
They did, but the thing is, it's so upsetting, such a tragic story that like they listened to the fans and it cost them the fucking special effects team. The special effects team behind it went bankrupt afterwards.
They got them canned, like that's insane.
But they made the money back, $319 million. And then there's Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and now the Mario Brothers movie. So that's 5 or 6 hits. They all outshine. By the way, notice how most of these that have been actually good, the critics have hated it, but the fucking audiences loved it.
That's because the critics don't know good stories of video games anymore. So we don't listen to critics. We just listen to each other.
Now,
is it fair to
go on?
Is it fair to say that the curse is broken now?
What? Broken?
The adaptation of video games that turned out to be terrible.
No.
It's
not broken. The curse is not broken. Like,
yeah.
Boo.
I just want
to say that.
See, before they gave the adaptations to people who didn't know what the fuck video games were. We're now in a world of people know what video games are. These directors know what video games are, so they look to video games for more inspiration. But then the problem is the studio interference. You've got to worry about. It's the studio interference you've got to worry about. Which with Sonic, there was a little, but I would say for what they worked, how they worked it in, made it work. And I believe with Sonic 2, they had a lot more freedom with Sonic 2. And apparently Sonic 3, they've got all the freedom. Like with Sonic 3, when they're making that, they have all the freedom that they want to make the movie that they want.
They better not fuck up Shadow.
Right, they better not screw it up.
No, they better not fuck up Shadow. Well, they did reference Gun and the Ark, so I'm so looking forward to seeing how that bullshit works out.
Yes.
I am the ultimate speed edgelord.
I wonder who they get to voice him. I've already turned around and said my perfect casting for him. You'll probably disagree, but I just want Keanu Reeves to voice him. I don't know why. I want Keanu Reeves to voice him.
Oh my god, the fucking edgelord. I do have a question.
Keanu Reeves is too wholesome of a person To be doing the damn Shadow, the damn Shadow the Hedgehog voice.
I'm sorry,
He's going to be an edgelord.
Did you see him as Johnny Silverhand?
That wasn't menacing. That was just more so like he was tired.
He was a dick.
He was a dick.
Menacing. Shadow wasn't menacing. He's a dick. I've seen all adaptations of Shadow. He's not really that menacing. He's more of a dick.
I mean, you're a dick to Sonic, but not to everyone else. No, he actually cares about everyone else, and he helps a lot of people.
He's a dick. No, he's a dick to humanity. When he first got introduced, he tried to fucking nuke the planet.
That's because he got tricked, and he believed that everyone killed Maria. Well, they actually did kill Maria.
They did kill Maria. Anyway, go on. Does anybody else got anything to say? Because I do want to close this argument with a couple of yays or nays from the panel on upcoming films that are coming out based on video games.
Well, actually, the only thing I want to say is I'm actually glad that Mario's doing very well. I had a question for the panel. I was going to ask, what do you think Nintendo should make another Nintendo IP movie
Metroid.
on?
I love this question.
Now, did Nintendo themselves make this IP, or did Hollywood approach them? Like, is it like completely?
It's owned by Nintendo. They're the ones that
I know they all
funded. How was Super Mario made? Oh, it was a collaborative effort
between like them and Paramount and GM. Like who made it?
Wait one. Let's see who made Mario.
How about your dream?
Oh, Paramount. It was no, it wasn't Paramount. It was Universal. Universal did Mario.
Yeah, Universal. Okay, all right.
Universal,
because they said
Illuminate, but that's because Illumination Studios is made by made the Mario movie.
Oh, Illumination. Yeah, Illumination. Nintendo and Illuminations work together with a custom engine. Interesting.
Yeah, because I know. I'm about to say I know Nintendo didn't make the movie. Like they own it, of course, but I'm sure they didn't make it.
Yeah.
No, but they did have say on it. Basically, I think with them,
Yeah.
they pretty much had to stamp of approval a lot of things.
I mean, everything probably. That's Mario. That's their like head honcho.
That is. But no, for me, Metroid. Want to see a live action Metroid? Now, you'd think I'd say Legend of Zelda. No, I actually think Legend of Zelda needs to be a fucking series.
Maybe it could be.
No, but he said what movie? Like, specifically, I think Metroid is perfect for a movie. Legend of Zelda is tailor-made for a series.
Yeah.
Because the creator of Castlevania, the Castlevania animated series on Netflix, has turned around and said he wants to do a Metroid or Legend of Zelda series.
Yeah.
I think they'll kind of go with the same cartoony theme, and if they do another one, I could see Kirby.
Well, you got Donkey Kong too. You got Yoshi.
You could get a Donkey Kong spin-off
Kirby
movie.
or Donkey Kong.
You could get a
Donkey Kong. Or Donkey Kong.
Yo, you could get a Donkey Kong spin-off movie off of the Mario Brothers movie. Because he's in it.
Oh well, yeah, that's kind of true. Or better yet, you can do they could do like a Mario Origins with Yoshi's Island and make that into a movie. That would be interesting.
That'd be interesting. Honestly, you want to know the one out the box idea that I would like to see a live action movie done of? Not live action. Not live.
It could be animated or live. It doesn't matter.
I was thinking live action because it would be cool to see how it would work, but I don't want to give the furry community any goddamn ammunition. But I would like to see like a really good, like realistic animated kind of version of Star Fox. Could you imagine how cool those dogfights would look?
Yeah,
they will look awesome, but there's going to be you're going to see a lot of tails in the movie theater.
So that would be my
and I'll bring the razor blade to skin them. Nova, you were saying something. My apologies.
No, you're good. So I was conflicted when you said I forget what you were saying, that one of the IPs you'd rather have as a series.
Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda, because I agree with Pharaoh. I would definitely go to see a Kirby movie, but I don't want to see a Kirby series because I just want to see a movie with him fight Meta Knight, and I'm good. But for Star Fox, I'd want a series. I think I'd want like a maybe like OVA. It doesn't need to be like 12 episodes.
Yeah, maybe.
You can pace
like 10 episodes of doing the barrel rolls.
Yeah.
No. I think Star Fox. The cast has a lot of depth to them, so I think he could get away with this series.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The reason why I'm just thinking of Star Fox as a movie is I'm just thinking Top Gun Maverick, but Star Fox.
Facts. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
That's all I want. That's
Yeah.
all I want. And then you get license to print money. I'll be fucking throwing out those singles like I'm at a strip club.
Actually, you know what I want to see as a series? Fire Emblem.
Oh,
That is technically an exclusive to Nintendo.
That is, and I could see that. I would see that as a series because in my head, like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's serious. They got so many
structure-wise,
stories.
It's weird. I'm not talking R rating, but I'm talking more like structure and world building wise. I could see a Legend of Zelda series working in the same realm as The Witcher.
But
Like
I don't
just on like how they did the scale, how they how they built the world up. You could do that. That's why I would say Legend of Zelda would work better as a series than a movie because you can have a lot more time to establish Hyrule as a place in a series, like a 1 hour an episode series.
That I can see that. That's what I was saying.
With Metroid, I don't feel like you need that much build up. With Metroid, you could just basically do a remake of the first fucking game.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see more than we've ever seen before, though.
You are? No, we are. I have a list right in front of me. Who wants to hear? Like, I want yays and nays right now. All right, so these are the movies we've got coming out, or that have been that are listed on Wikipedia as upcoming. So we got the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It's finally fucking happening this year. 10 years after its fucking relevancy.
I've been burnt out. I'm burnt out. Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't care about animatronics being stuffed in kid suits anymore. It's not much you could
kids
do
being
with
stuffed
this
in
story.
animatronic suits, you mean?
Or kids stuff animatronics suit. The Bite of 87, Bite of 83.
Yeah.
Heck, I don't even watch Matt Patch channel anymore. I mean, I'm sorry, Matt.
Yeah,
But,
no one does. No one does.
But yeah, my Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm done.
All right. Next one we got Borderlands. That's coming out this year, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm a little that could be great, but it could also be very bad too.
Remember,
Yeah.
I don't think Borderlands needs
that
it.
thing
That's
with
gonna be
this
stupid.
one.
the thing that's going to sell me on this is if Kevin Hart actually plays somebody other than Kevin Hart, because he is playing Roland.
It's not that the game needs it, it's that Hollywood needs it. Hollywood isn't willing, just like the video game industry isn't willing to make new IPs like that. Hollywood's kind of in that same boat. They don't want to take on the financial risk of new IP.
Right. So the next one we've got is Sonic the Hedgehog 3 coming out in December 20th, 2024.
Yes, I want to see Shadow. I want to see Shadow beat the shit out of Sonic and constantly using Chaos Control on Sonic and beat the shit out of him for the first good 30 minutes.
I just want to see family.
I want to see him reference Maria.
Yeah. Then we have the untitled Minecraft movie.
I actually want to see that. Yes, I'll say yes to that one.
So do you want to know why I'm not looking forward to it now? Because rumor is that it's going to be live action.
How do you do that?
I have no idea, but Jason Momoa's in talks to start to lead to be the lead.
A live action Minecraft.
I want to see a Netflix Max Payne series.
I could, you know what? Do it proper fucking noir style. I'd be all over that shit. All right, then we've got
without fucking Mark Wahlberg stinking it up.
He's not a bad actor.
He was terrible in fucking Max Payne.
He was terrible.
God awful.
But I don't put that entirely down to him. Got to put that down to the director as well. Then we've got the untitled Crossfire movie.
What?
Yeah,
Crossfire X.
Apparently, just untitled Crossfire movie, and Sony's behind it.
Oh,
interesting.
Sony Pictures. Okay. Sony makes sucky movies though.
Then we got Zone. But is this meant to be off the Zone of the Enders? Like, what is this? Comic Zone. Oh, okay. It's a movie adaptation of Comic Zone. That's obscure as shit. Okay, now
one IP make movies on.
Then there's a Days Gone movie I'd kind of be up for that. I wouldn't mind.
I'm thinking they're starting to milk the zombie movies a little too much. Zombie games are coming back thanks to Resident Evil. But zombie movies and TV series and
They're not zombies though.
But if Days Gone does good as a movie, it might spur. Well, they'll probably do like a little remake, and then they'll probably make Days Gone too.
Yep, and Sony's behind that one as well. Then we've got a Death Stranding movie.
Oh my god, that was already a movie to begin
with. It was. It fucking was.
Jesus, man.
I don't know.
Go on.
I don't know if I need that.
Yep. There's a Dead by Daylight movie. I would be up for that. I'd actually be up for a Dead by Daylight movie that would explore the whole idea of what the entity is and being able to see. It would be just a fucking slasher movie with a plot.
Yeah, I'll see that.
Really quick, I just want to throw something random. I would totally be freaked out and excited if the Gran Turismo movie coming out is anything like watching Ford versus Ferrari. Has anybody seen that movie?
I have.
It's such a good movie.
It would be awesome if it was exactly like that.
Yeah, like just
the only way you can sell
cars
it.
Make sound really loud, make me feel like I'm like a child watching Hot Wheels again. You know, Heroes on Hot Wheels. But something tells me it's not going to be that. So.
Nah. We all know it'll be all about family.
Right.
Family.
Yep. There's apparently a Duke Nukem movie coming out as well.
Duke Nukem, that's... I don't know. I wouldn't know if I want to kick ass and choose bubblegum and tip strippers.
I would go to see the movie if it was like that. If it was unapologetically Duke Nukem. Because I do know who they've got. Because early rumors was who they got John Cena to play Duke Nukem.
What?
That actually, I will watch that.
Wow.
Is he unapologetic? I'm sorry, go on.
I'll say my biggest issue with like Duke Nukem is that it's so old. Like as far as like it's not in the spotlight anymore. Like who's gonna go see it? That's kind of my thing.
People in their 30s and 40s.
It's a hard sell.
Yeah.
Apparently
I said the movie won't be good. I just don't know.
Apparently, the movie's being helmed by the team behind Cobra Kai.
Oh,
really?
Like Cobra Kai.
I mean, I like Cobra Kai, but that's like Cobra Kai and Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
You got like some guy who doesn't give a fuck shooting aliens, tipping strippers, versus a bunch of kids having a bunch of drama because of their damn parents.
I guess to be fair, to answer Pharaoh's question, like that, the question remains: who would realistically go watch Cobra Kai? Apparently, a lot of people.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched it.
Hold on. I'm just gonna jet through these. Stop me if there's any that interest you. So we got a Firewatch movie, Ghost of Tsushima,
Firewatch. That's right. Yeah.
Gravity Rush, Jack and Dexter, Just Cause, Just Dance, Metal Gear. We all know about the Metal Gear movie. Like we all know about the director who's behind that as well. Same guy who was behind Kong Skull Island, if I recall correctly.
I know Kojima's pissed.
No, he's friends with the guy.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they're
surprised.
trying to tap out Oscar Isaac to play a Snake. Mortal Kombat 2, a Pac-Man movie, a Portal movie, Rabbids movie, Return to Silent Hill, fucking Saints Row movie. Good fucking luck with that one. A Seafood movie, a Space Channel 5 movie, Space Invaders movie, an untitled Street Fighter movie, an untitled Streets of Rage movie, an untitled Ghost Recon movie, an untitled Splinter Cell movie, and an untitled Yakuza movie.
Oh, Jesus.
Half of those won't come out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
well,
I'm about to say like half those.
A lot of these do have studios pinned to them, like Paramount, Ubisoft Film. Like the Splinter Cell one has got Ubisoft Film and Television, so I actually see that one coming out because
to be fair, Ubisoft has already been making movies because they just hand lifted all their stuff from Tom Clancy. So true,
pretty much.
That's the easy layup.
Yeah.
Alright, well, there's the movies. Alright, one last topic.
And there's series on top of that.
All right, well, we deviated so much. We've got one last topic to talk about. And that is that... And that is that the Xbox Showcase is apparently going to be 2 hours long. So, I got the article right here. I'm going to bring it up. Yep, from Gaming Bolt. June is a pivotal time for many publishers, but perhaps none so than Microsoft. The Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct will take place on the 11th of June, showcasing both the future of the company's first-party offerings and the biggest exclusive this year. How long can the viewers expect both to be? According to leaker HotSod on Twitter, the showcase and Direct will run from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. On June 11th. Take it with a grain of salt since plans can always change, but Tom Warren of The Verge added, the Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct, swear to God, I think Starfield is spelled there, is going to be around 2 hours long. He speculated around 90 minutes for the main showcase and 30 minutes for Starfield. The Xbox Showcase runtime is on the line. Is in line with last year's show, which was around 95 minutes long, with the Bethesda Games studio keen to show a lot of Starfield. Half an hour seems about right. Time will tell, so stay tuned. So yeah, I mean this only makes sense. I mean, it's not like they've not gone like over 2 hours before. They got so much. They possibly got shot so much to show. So if you turn around and say that like the biggest problem that you face is Redfall comes out before this event, isn't it?
Yeah, May 2nd.
Yes, May.
Right, cool. Okay, so there'll be nothing about Redfall there.
There's only 2 games that we know about that we should.
Starfield is one of them
that are coming out this year.
I wonder if they're going to mention any. Oh, sorry.
The only 2 games that we know about that are coming out this year post Redfall is Starfield and Forza.
Yes,
that we don't know.
Forza, we're gonna get a little of, because it depends on like what they're going to be announcing or what they're going to be reintroducing. Like, are we gonna get new information on Fable? Are we gonna get new information on Project Zero?
Yeah, I'm more curious about if they're gonna mention Fable.
Like they've got so many things out there in the ether that 2 hours, like, they could dedicate, like, 20 minutes to a couple of these and give us updates, and then the big showcase of the rest, because, like, they've got so much that they need to update on.
Yeah,
like,
they could have some...
It doesn't even matter if they've got footage of the game or not, but they need to update people. Like, that's what they need to do with this showcase is update people, and then you get them with the Starfield update. With the Starfield showcase, where they better show gameplay and stuff. Nappy, go ahead. You got something to say?
Well, actually, for 2 hours, I have to say, like, I would, like, I mean, of course, we already know that there's going to be a dedicated 30 minutes to Starfield, so that I do expect. For the other 90 minutes, I'm curious. I really wanted to hear about Fable because I really want to know like where that Fable project has been going along. Redfall, we already know, comes out before then. They have a lot of sleeping IPs, and now that Microsoft owns Bethesda, I'm curious to know if they're going to possibly make like another Elder Scrolls 6, possibly, and stop milking Skyrim to
Elder Scrolls 6 got announced ages ago.
It did. Well, I would like to see. I like to see an update on it. I would like to see what's going on with it.
Yeah, it got announced before they bought Bethesda, actually.
Oh, yeah. So that's not going to be that's not going to be an Xbox exclusive.
It is.
But I mean,
there's Vegas money on it being an Xbox exclusive.
Oh well, I mean, in that case, I like to see like some type of progress on it. That would be nice. And honestly, I think it was really cool what when Microsoft did last time with the hidden gem High Five Rush. I would love to see them drop another hidden gem out of nowhere. that I mean, I know that we shouldn't expect it, but it would be really nice if they just drop like another small AA hidden gem out of nowhere.
There needs to be an update about Hellblade 2.
Oh yeah, Hellblade 2. Oh damn, I forgot all about Hellblade 2.
That's the problem. Everybody is. A lot of people
Yeah,
are forgetting about Hellblade 2.
That was the game. That was the game they showcased the Xbox Series X with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
It wasn't Halo. It was Hellblade. That was the game they.
I forgot all about Hellblade.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, they've got a lot of games out there. Kofi, thoughts?
No, I'm sorry. I totally am like, it's my own fault. I forgot. I was going to say something about. Oh yeah. Well, okay. So the developer of Hellblade, Ninja Theory. Sorry, I'm slow right now. That's like the first studio, in my opinion, that when Hellblade 2 comes out, and it's amazing. I'm hoping it's amazing because I love that studio, and you're playing Odyssey to the West. I can say like that's a studio Microsoft looked at, really helped them, and elevated them to the next level. Like I've been waiting for that moment, so I'm excited for them. I just hope everything goes well, and then get their high Metacritic, and we can.
They gave them a shit ton of technology.
Yeah, that's yeah. We need. For me, I can't turn around and say if they've been elevated or not. Need to wait to see how Hellblade 2 pans out before I can say if they've been elevated. Because I mean, it's one thing to have all that technology; it's another thing to know what to do with it.
I agree. You're not wrong.
Barrow, your thoughts?
I think Xbox has used ZeniMax as a crutch these past 2 years. And in this showcase, I'm expecting the Xbox Game Studios side of the house to start carrying their weight and showing some games. I'm kind of expecting to see Hellblade. Hellblade has to at least get a release window. So if they're not going to give me an exact date, then I need to see like winter 2024 or something like that. Like just let me know that you actually plan on releasing the damn game instead of like making it a glorified tech demo at every AMD show that pops up or whatever, Unreal 5 show. I expect to see Avowed. I think that's another game that we'll see.
Another game people have forgotten existed.
Yeah. As far as from that, when they had their original showcase for the Xbox Series X, I expect we'll see Avowed and Hellblade 2, and there's a third game I was thinking. I don't think we'll see Perfect Dark. I don't think we'll see Everwild. And then I mean those are only two that are locked in my head that I think that we'll see. Yeah, I would like to see some more from them, from the Xbox Game Studio side of the house. Like we've seen enough from Bethesda, but Bethesda's already paid off for them in a multitude of ways. We've only gotten one game next gen from Xbox Game Studios, from a newly acquired studio, and that's Psychonauts 2. All the other ones that have been recently purchased hasn't released anything for the Xbox Series. So I'd like to see that.
Fair enough. You man?
I'm gonna play the
I'll play devil's advocate. I'll have to go and shift out. I'll have to go and pull out that fucking GIF.
I won't use those words. No. I'm actually gonna deviate from what Pharaoh predicted. I'm actually gonna say that I think with the amount of time that this show is, if it's really 90 minutes for Xbox Game Studios and then 30 for Starfield, which makes sense. Because what else is Bethesda going to show? We're not going to see Elder Scrolls 6. We might see Fallout, since it is that Bethesda show. We might see. So it could even be. It could be 60-30-30. Like, I don't know. But I do know Starfield.
I think we're gonna see something for Elder Scrolls before we do Fallout 5, because Elder Scrolls already got announced. Fallout 5, there's not even been a fucking peep about that. And
Right.
we all know that Bethesda doesn't just make buggy games; they have like buggy communications and lots of leaks. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what I was trying to say was, I think I'm gonna say every Xbox game studio is gonna have some kind of update.
that's
It might not be a date.
okay.
It
I
might
agree.
not be. It might not be. It might be something as simple as a new trailer, or it might even be like, hey, here's a dev studio, and then like we get some B-roll footage of them working on the game, and then like a quick snippet of something. Like I'm not saying like, hey, they're gonna be like, yeah, we're announcing an announce date for Perfect Dark or anything like that. But I think we are going to see something from all their studios just so we get another roadmap. But I also don't think they're going to fall into the trap of this shit's coming in the next 12 months. That's my big thing.
That's the thing, though. Like for me, they need to give some release dates for some of these games. Like some of them. Like Hellblade 2 is one of those that needs a goddamn release date. Because the further and further you go away, the less and less people will give a shit. No offense.
So, past Starfield in September, how many titles from the Xbox Showcase do you think release this holiday window?
Do you think release? Well, we also are you not counting Forza, because that's coming this year?
Yeah, I'm counting. No, I said after Starfield.
Forza is probably dropping in October, if anything.
Yes, that's your one layup, and then what else?
Surprise, Avowed coming out.
Yeah,
November, December.
Yeah, so you do need that 12 months. Like, you do need at least that. You at least need something for that next 12 months, which, like...
I just don't think that they're going to use that wording.
Hellblade needs
I think we're going to see some stuff. Yeah, I think we're going to see some stuff that they're going to date for, like, the next 12 months, but they're not going to fall into that trap of... Because Starfield should have been out. It's supposed to be out before June if we're sticking by their 12-month timeline. Like, they don't want to keep putting their foot in their mouth, so they're not going to do that.
What I
do think they need one or two games.
I would rather see the roadmap, and I'd rather see them do a year instead of like, hey, this is 12 months. I want to see 2024. That tells me it's not necessarily 12 months. It could be 12 months from now, but at least then I know it's at least scheduled to drop next year. You feel me? Like, at least do me that solid, but that way you're not tied to, hey, all these games that were shown are going to be launching in the next 12 months. Like, just give us a roadmap with the years on it.
You know what I don't
Unless
want?
you have a definitive date.
You know what I don't want? And I don't know if I speak for everybody here, especially the fucking Xbox guys, because, follow anything you get. I don't want half an hour to 40 minutes of updates for games that are already out. Like, I don't want an update of the next season for Halo Infinite or the next season for Sea of Thieves, because like we already get.
We're gonna get that though.
But the thing is, we already get that stuff from Ref. Ref puts that out on their official fucking YouTube channel. Like, we already get that stuff. We don't need to waste time in a showcase for stuff that we literally get for free on YouTube.
Like, I think you might get a single player update from Halo.
Maybe we'll get. You know what? I will turn around and say the only exception to that rule. I will turn around and say if they announce a new expansion for ESO, because that's at least a big giant expansion.
Why would they announce a new expansion of ESO that's coming out in June? Why would they turn around and announce something else? We're getting ESO in June.
No, I'm throwing out semantics. I'm throwing out a hypothetical. It's that kind of thing that I would excuse. Like, that's the kind of thing I would excuse. Not the next season for like Halo Infinite. That I wouldn't excuse, because like you're wasting time on something that you could have just put out on YouTube, and you would have reached just as many people, if not more.
I will say between October and March, they need to have 2 titles released that are not Forza. That's what I would say.
I noticed that no one, or at least none of the Xbox people mentioned, but does anyone care about Gears of War? Because the Coalition has been working on something. There's been like leaks and rumors and stuff.
No, because Coalition killed Gears.
I don't think it's Gears 6. I don't think it's Gear 6. Gear 6 is gonna come out, but I don't think they're working on Gear 6 yet.
But Coalition has confirmed that they are working on a smaller project, which I think they're going to re-release the first 3. That's what a lot of people are predicting.
Why? They've already fucking released Gears 1. Like, if it's a remake of Gears, it was
the Marcus and Dom trilogy, I guess, or
the Marcus Phoenix collection. But yeah, they already remade 1.
Yeah.
Well, big
They
PC, we
just
don't have
remake
2 and 3.
Yeah, PC doesn't have 2 and 3. I'll give you that, and they could remake 2 and 3, but like, that's not a small project, and that's a big project to remake 2 full fucking games like that, especially if they don't run like. I'm sorry. I don't like the Coalition. Like fucking Kofi's hatred towards 343 Studios is my hatred towards the Coalition. They fucking like I am Don Corleone looking at the corpse of Marcus Phoenix on the table. Look at how they massacred my boy. That's what I am with the Coalition in Gears at this point.
I must say, because it makes sense because they're still working on a live action Gears of War. We forgot that.
I'm Doom guy in Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Random.
I'm
Just a
excited
thought.
for Everwild. Like, I hope that we show witty gameplay.
I feel like that game's like 2 years away, honestly.
It would be nice to see gameplay, because here's the thing. I think if one thing Dead Space taught us is that people don't mind seeing early development footage. Like, where you've got no fucking textures or anything like that. They just want to see how you're doing with the progress.
Yep. What is it for? What type of game is it? Like, I don't care how long it takes. As for Hellblade 2, from what I've seen, I'm pass on that. One of the worst game I've ever played was the first one.
Oof, the worst?
Yeah,
Come now, bro.
dude.
I'm
Come
going to
on.
let that hang in the air. Anybody else can take that. I'm not.
Which game was the worst game?
The fighting was so fucking bad and boring until she got that piece of mirror. That when it got a little bit interesting. And don't get me started on the fucking puzzle.
I'm
Don't
not
get
gonna lie.
me
I
started.
actually think as an overall, I actually think the medium was more boring, and I enjoyed the medium.
I never played the medium, so I can't comment on that. I said what
I'll agree with you on that, Dante, because it just was like
visually, the medium was striking. Like I said, Bluebird team clearly want to make Silent Hill. But, like just from like a standpoint, like it ain't a survival horror game. It's a fucking point and click adventure game.
Hellblade looked amazing when I first started. I'm like, damn. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And then you actually get into the gameplay, and I'm like, holy shit, this is bad. How worse can it get? Yeah, this puzzle that you just start doing, that is interesting. Now do that 10, 12 more times, the exact same thing, and call it a day. And that's Hellblade.
That's like the anybody else got any thoughts on the showcase? On what they want to see? Zero, do you have any opinions on what you would like to see?
Hold on, before Zero, before you go, one more thing.
Kanye Westing this man right now.
I am. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, but one more thing. This format needs to be fired. It absolutely needs. I want less talking, do more showing, please and thank you. Just like with this last developer direct, that is the format they need to take with this E3.
So
like the pacing on that was absolutely fire.
What you're saying
is
you want more blackjack, hookers, and cocaine. Is that what you're saying to me right now? More blackjack,
do you care about gameplay?
Of course I care about gameplay.
So you don't care about CGI and stuff like that. You want actual gameplay.
It's not necessarily about that. What I don't want is to see people awkwardly on stage making jokes and doing
bullshit. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Like,
you see what I mean? Like get to the point, keep it paced, move on.
You don't want to see the
I don't want to see some old buddies receding hairline for 15 fucking minutes while they sit there and talk,
Hold on, wait a minute. I thought you liked Jeff Keighley.
Okay.
Sorry, I have nothing against Jeff Keighley. He seems like a wonderful guy. I just couldn't help myself.
Oh my god.
But yeah, go ahead, Zero. My bad.
Don't fucking show up this year. Cause I'm literally looking at the map that they did last year. Or next 12 months here is coming to Xbox, and it's a nice little list of games here. Bethesda very clearly carried them throughout, last year as far as here's the big things that we're doing, with the exception of like High on Life, that popped out to be pretty cool. And As Dusk Falls, which apparently people liked, so that's pretty cool. But like, first and foremost is if you don't show me 50 games, you've already failed me. Because last year you showed me 50 games.
50?
You showed me 50 games.
50?
You told me 50 games were coming to Xbox and PC over the next 12 months.
50? Oh.
50. That's a lot.
It's 50. Last year,
The last year
12th,
they showed
they told
50
us
games.
50 games are coming to Xbox and PC in the next 12 months.
That is a lot of indie developers.
So I want another 50. I want my 50.
How many of those 50 made it though? I'm curious. Like, do we have?
As far as I can tell, all of them.
Not enough.
Some of them are
Definitely
things
not
like,
Starfield.
yeah, not Starfield. Redfall's gonna make it. Diablo 4 will make it. Hopefully Forza will make it.
Actually, there's a chance Forza might make it. They might be like, "Hey, guess what? Guess what's available today?"
Yeah,
it could totally fucking happen. They could literally be like, "Hey, Forza's available today."
Yeah,
post show.
Atomic Heart made it. High on Life made it. Scorn made it. Pentiment made it. To be fair to Dante, this goes against your point a little bit, Dante. They very clearly are going to do like Sea of Thieves Season 8, Halo Season 4, Fallout 76, probably new DLC for there, as well as anything they got cooking for the Forza expansions, and your small Grounded. We'll probably get something new from Grounded.
Yes, now with a new back garden.
Yeah,
a new backyard.
Yeah,
a new backyard.
You'll get the stuff that just wasn't on Game Pass before that pops up on Game Pass now, like what they did with Persona 3.
Oh, you know what? That's another thing I do not want. Like, I know y'all suck the dick at the shrine of Phil Spencer, but I do not want like a 20-minute goddamn monologue talking about Game Pass. Like, yes,
if Remnant 2 come to Game Pass, I will take that. If Remnant 2 comes to Game Pass, I'll take that.
Like, but I don't need at this point. I don't need the ultra hard fucking sell mode for Game Pass. Like, if you wanna say Game Pass, then just put it at the end of the trailers or at the end of the discussion saying this will arrive on Game Pass day and day. Like, that's all I need. I don't need the traveling salesman. Have you seen this Game Pass? You can buy it, like, and fucking constantly knocking at my goddamn door. That's what I've got Jubei for.
They're gonna do it, but I don't care how you get me my 50. Get me my 50.
I don't care if you need to call Beelzebub.
Right? Less than my 50, because like what I'm concerned is they're gonna be like, hey guys, here's Starfield. Here's 30 minutes of Starfield. Isn't this neat? That's fine. That's one. But that was supposed to be for last year. I mean, that was already supposed to be out. So I don't care about that. I want my new 50 now.
Wasn't that supposed to be 11/11/2020?
90 minutes for this is like gone in 60 seconds.
That's what they did last year.
I'm about to say like 50.
This is exactly what they're, and again, there are hits and misses amongst all of them. Like I said, it's Sea of Thieves Season 7, Halo Season 3. I don't care how you get me my 50. Get me my 50. Now, ideally, all them other studios that y'all have, that y'all spend all this money on, need to show up. Like, as far as I'm concerned, every single Pharaoh was like Perfect Dark. They're probably not gonna be there. Perfect Dark most definitely needs to. They might as well Hellblade it at this point and just be like, yeah, it's here, it's coming. It will show up.
Put a gun to the head.
Yeah,
put a gun to the head. You showing up, right?
Yeah, just an update. Yeah.
Yeah, just like, hey guys, we're working on it. Like, cool. I'll count that as one of my 50.
Sorry, just to interrupt. Yeah, because like again, it kind of goes with the whole Fable thing. Like, we've heard nothing official about those games since they were announced.
I'm gonna need me my Fable. And like, I honestly, and it sounds like all of us agree here. I will accept nothing less than an actual release date for Hellblade 2. Like, I don't want to. It's coming. It needs like, I want an actual date, because that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point that this game isn't out.
When was that game actually first announced?
Well, I think Farrell was saying like it was like
it was announced at the Game Awards. I think 2 years ago.
No, not even fucking 2 years ago. You way off.
Really?
We encroaching up to 4 years ago.
That development
Perfect
cycle.
Darkness 4 years ago?
December 2019.
Yeah, it feels weird. It feels weird. Like
Yeah.
we coming up on
COVID
like
kind of threw everything off, yeah.
Well, yeah, because time stopped existing after 2020. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. And listen, I'm saying this as a person who does not own an Xbox system, who can still be swayed to buy one, and like truth be told, I probably will at some point. But like, I'm just speaking from a general gamer perspective here. Like, run me my games, dog. Like, you gave me 50 games last year that at the time I was like, dang, man, this might, because we had the conversation and it was something I can't remember specifically what it was, but like my perspective, and I think Pharrell was there too, like, bro, they showed us 50 games that are coming in 12 months. That's impressive. Some of these games you're not gonna like, some of these games gonna be bad, but within 50 games, you gotta find something you're gonna like. I
True.
want my 50 games, Xbox. Not playing with y'all. I want my 50 games.
And if you got 49 only, what are you gonna do?
Nah, I don't need 49. I want 50. Quite
That
frankly,
last-
lucky. Yeah, they lucky I'm like I want 55.
You know what you are right now? Hold on. I'm just gonna grab a visual representation of what.
Dewey, where's my money?
My man said,
Fuck.
where my money at? Where my money? Where my money? Where's it at?
Fuck you, Farrell. Fuck you for just ruining that. You absolute jerkwad. You fucking ruined it.
Because
He's like-
personally, I feel it in Jube's spirit that he won his 52. He just didn't want to say it, so he pivoted off.
Actually, I want 52. I want 52. 5-2.
5-2. Yeah.
I want
So,
52.
like,
You want action 52?
I mean, oh wait, I got to do right
But you know,
handed.
like serious, like, because when we first talked about it, I was like, 2 hours. What the hell are you going to do for 2 hours? And then when you said the last show was right around the same time, I was like, oh, well, shit. Okay, they got the format out. I looked at the last show while everyone else was talking. I see 50 games on here. I won't be accepting anything less. Like, they've set to me, a very good standard for a gamer. That I have so many
No.
things on my plate to play.
The problem is that's a standard they've got to.
And I will
that's
accept
so-
nothing less.
That is
And
so
to me,
hard,
and,
though.
and Xbox people shouldn't accept anything less either. And quite frankly, I certainly hope Sony and Nintendo start doing things like this too. I need 50 games from all three of you.
That's
For the next
going back
12
to
months.
our previous conversation, going back to our previous fucking conversation about filling that void that I said that PlayStation doesn't take risks. That's kind of what I'm talking about. That 50 games.
And you know, like, of course, these aren't all exclusive. Like, because Resident Evil 4 is on that list, Dead Space is on that list, Callisto Protocol's on that list.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can recycle, reuse, repeat. That's fine. But like, you know, I'm a little exhausted with the idea that like it's coming, they cooking. Like, nah, man. Like, give us the games. Like, that's what, you know. One of my favorite Kofi sayings is like, it's not necessarily to go to one restaurant and get that meal. He wants to go to a restaurant that offers him a plethora of options. 50
All
games
you
is a
can
good
eat.
plethora. Yeah, 50 games is a good plethora for any platform.
Right.
You know, and hopefully the other two will follow suit. Because Sony, I want my games from you too. I own your system. So like that's just how I feel. Like run me my 50 and I think it's gonna be okay. And Starfield does not count as one of those 50.
What?
I'm not counting. It should have came out when they said it was coming out.
Okay, fine. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, 50. I mean, that's a lot of indies. I mean, you can get a lot of indie studios just to port some stuff over.
I mean, apparently Pentiment is good.
When you think about it, they have like what 32 studios now, so the extra 50 is not exactly.
It's not that crazy.
Like, it's not. It doesn't have to be indie fodder.
Yeah.
And
that's
we are working on.
Yeah, that's the super like. You know, something like I want each of you 32 to give me at least 2 of something to show.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
like half
that's a
of them.
lot. Yeah,
And you know,
but
Half of those studios have to do 2 games. What you're asking for, half of them have to do 2 at minimum.
Oh.
So,
all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I had a very productive day. All agree. Considering it's nearly fucking 5 a.m. for me. Jesus. All right. Well, let's get to the outros. Nappy, give us your.
all right.
One moment.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Give us your outro.
All right, guys. So, thank you for everyone who showed up to the podcast today to listen to us bicker and talk about all of the latest and greatest news as far as gaming. If you guys want to find me, you can find me on Twitter. Just type in Nappy Senshi, I will pop up. You also can find me on YouTube. I have recently just put out a review at 2 a.m. this morning of the Forza themed Thrustmaster module wheel controller, which you can now get a little module wheel for your Thrustmaster controller. So if you just feel like staying up and want to listen to some me just talk about this Forza wheel, you can definitely come onto my channel. Still working on my other module controller review that is for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 PC, which is the Vitrix BFG, which is right here. I've been enjoying this controller. This is actually the controller I've been using while playing Resident Evil 4, so I've been enjoying this. And I have to do this, so I'm going to do this review. So, but other than that, yeah, keep it gaming, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right, you bet.
Hey yo, again, thank you guys for coming in and kicking it with us for a little bit. You can find me at Jubei Sensei on Twitter and everything non-gaming, Jubei X Sensei on gaming stuff. This week I will be playing some ESO. I will be jumping into Ghostwire Tokyo finally. I know Dante hates that game, but we're gonna figure it out.
I don't hate that game. I'm disappointed.
Just not too far off. And I will also be doing a Yu-Gi-Oh stream this week, trolling ranked. They dropped the most toxic deck ever in this game a couple of days ago, and people are salty about it. So I'm gonna join in on the fun.
All right, Pharaoh.
You can find me on Twitter at Pharaoh Bazaar, anywhere you like to watch streamers, at the Land of Pharaoh, and you can find me perfectly minding my own business at the Freaknik Hulu documentary. Mind your business if you see me on there.
All right, Kofi.
As usual, guys, you can catch me at creative_Kofi on Twitter. I am coming to the end of Octopath Traveler, and then it's gonna be Horizon. It's gonna be dead honest. It's just gonna be Horizon. I also will
Forbidden
be
West?
out for vacation, and so I may not see you guys for 2 weeks. So we'll see. I don't even know the dates, to be honest. I'm just.
Oh, that's great.
did you put in a request?
Oh yeah. For work and stuff, I did.
I mean, for the
No,
podcast.
for VGP.
For the podcast.
I don't remember seeing your request come through.
All
I mean,
right.
Send it
saying
to
you
me
ain't going
later.
nowhere.
I'll push it through. But next time, please just make sure to get it to me a bit earlier.
Might get
We gotta
denied.
adjust. I won't deny it this time. But
Thank you. But yeah, so we'll see.
All right, Omar.
People can find me at Caravan on Twitter. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to chat. Hit that like button. And yeah, Octopath it is.
All right. You can find me at Dante Crisis on Instagram and Twitter, and the Dante Crisis on Facebook. Currently doing a live stream. Currently doing playthroughs of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, and South Park: Stick of Truth with Resident Evil 4, Alien Fireteam Elite, and Enslaved Odyssey to the West coming up soon. Live streaming multiplayer games right now, but by next week I should be back on my regular streaming schedule, considering my internet actually held up for this entire stream, boys. Isn't that great? Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, the Jedi power's with you.
The power of the Jedi. No, fuck that. Sith all the way. Oh no, Grey Jedi. I've got the best of both worlds. So yeah, you can find me at Dante Crisis on Twitch and YouTube for all of that. Zero, where can people find you? But more importantly, where can people find us?
Well, of course, guys, it is always wonderful to be here with all of you. You can certainly find me at 0.exe or 0x386, pretty much anywhere. Just playing games. Actually trying to get back into Tekken. So like I'll probably begin to start running some like Tekken online to get into there. It'll be a learning curve. It's been a while since I played that. But far more importantly than me, you can find us, the Vitamin G Podcast, pretty much everywhere. All your favorite podcasts are streaming. Hopefully that is one of us. Google, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a rating. Like we always appreciate it because, like I always say, guys, you know, you literally could be doing anything else, but you decided to listen to us, so that is why we appreciate you. And we look forward to talking with you, or you listening to us, or just hanging out with you again. So as always, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, remember to keep it gaming. Okay, we out of here. Peace.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, what you need? Vitamin J, got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ayy. You rockin' with beast, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beast, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beast, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J.